Say welcome YouTube, welcome TikTok. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and we're about manifesting our desires and recognizing that it is our mind that is the creative power within us. Our mind, consciousness, our awareness of being. That is the God of your circumstances. And it's about getting out of the struggle mindset, thinking that life has to be difficult, that life has to be a chore, that you have to work for things, right? I know a lot of people like to quote the script. However, they like to quote the script to get away from accountability. Paul said it's Christ in me. It's not me, it's the sin. It's the sin within me. It's all you, boo. Stop trying to separate yourself from your actions. Your actions are a result of your belief system. If you thought differently, you would act differently. So when you act, and when you know that you're God, you act accordingly. But when you think that you're less than that, you act accordingly. It's just how it goes. Your mind, your body follows your consciousness, follows your awareness. Grand Rising, welcome, welcome, welcome. This platform is about full accountability, taking full accountability, right? Not deflecting, not trying to say, oh, it's this over here, or it's that over here, or it's not me. I am not my thought. Well, damn, you having it. You can say you're not your thought, you thinking it. And the reason why you're thinking is why you're doing the very thing that you're doing is because you thought about it. So you can say that you're separate from it, but all I know, because you thought about it and you did it, it's all you. You can say, oh, it's not me, it's the sin in me, it's the devil in me. Well, it's still in you though. It's in you. So it's not separate from you. It's you. Take full accountability for your actions. Take full accountability for the way you think. Take full accountability, and then that's where you're going to experience true transformation. That's why the Bible tells you that in order to be transformed, you have to do what? You have to renew the mind, not keep saying what's not you. Stop trying to figure out what you're not and recognize what you are. Yes, it's still you. Hey, good morning, Mia. It shouldn't matter what I think or what I believe. It only matters what you think or what you believe. We're too busy trying to mind other people's business. Mind the business that pays you. What do you believe? Because that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what someone else believes. I could care less about what you believe. I don't care. You believe that there were purple people eaters walking around. I don't care if you thought the sky was yellow and instead of blue. I can care less if you thought the sky, the sun was black instead of a golden, orange, or yellow, whatever you want to call it. I could care less what you think. Hey, D to the J. It's still you. Too caught up in what somebody else thinks. Be only caught up in what you think, because you're the only thinker in what? Your reality. Thus, you're the only creator in your reality. Think the thoughts that you want to bring forth and bear fruit in your world. So think whatever is lovely, true, just, right, pure. Whatever thing is a praiseworthy of good report. Use your mind for that. Use your thoughts for that. Right? We're about manifesting the desires we want, and we're no longer playing small or arguing over what somebody does or doesn't believe. Because here's the thing, when it all comes down to it, we're all using our mind. And we're either using it consciously or unconsciously, wittingly or unwittingly, knowingly or unknowingly. Being aware or being oblivious. Either way, you're using it. You can argue about where the mind comes from, how we got here. You could do all that. But now that you're here, what you're going to do with now that you're here? What you going to do with that? Instead of where are we going after who cares about after? Let's talk about now. Here and now. That's all you should be caring about. The now. What's happening right now? What are you thinking right now? Because the thoughts you're thinking now is creating your future reality, quote unquote, air quotes, future reality. Good day, Jade. Hello, morning, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. Well, then keep moving, just one. If I'm spewing nonsense, why are you here? You shouldn't care what I'm thinking. Go find someone that resonates with what you believe to be true. I'm not here to debate anyone. We hear about manifesting our desires, and we know that thoughts are things. Our thoughts are things. As the script reminds you, the words that you speak, they are spirit and they are life. You are the resurrection. You are what causes things to what? Become alive in your world. And what does alive in your world means? The things that you will experience, what you give your energy to, what you give your focus to, what you give your attention becomes a part of your experience, becomes a part of your world, your reality, right? So it's about walking in the dominion and power that you are and speaking the words you want to see, right? That your words are powerful. Well, you have a great day too. Enjoy the gym. Uh, let's not argue over things that doesn't bring growth, that doesn't elevate, that doesn't bring the expression that we want to see in our reality, right? You really do have to go into your own. Sometimes you do have to put your head in the sand. You have to let people argue about the things that they don't want, and realize that that's why they keep getting what they don't want, because they keep giving their focus to it. This is about, redirecting the mind, deciding what you want to put your focus on. You know, people want to argue about desire versus no desire, right? Wanting versus not wanting, right? Desire is the mainspring of life, because it is what brings about change, right? We desired to fly like birds, so we built an airplane. We desired, right, to move like horses, so we built automobiles, right? There's nothing wrong with desire. We have to get out of the mindset of thinking there's wrongness in the world and look for what's right, or to look to win, not necessarily what's wrong or right, but what do you want, and actualize that. We get too busy trying to be right instead of what works. Stop trying to be right and find out what works. What works? Not what's right, not what's wrong, but what works. What works for you? I don't know about any tensions in religious circles. We don't care about that. Let people have their choices. Let people have their freedoms to think, because that's the one thing you can't stop someone. You can't stop someone from thinking. People are going to think whatever they're going to think, and I would say know that your thoughts are what's creating your reality. Know that your thoughts are things. I'm minding a business that pays me, and what religious thing people are doing doesn't pay my bills. It doesn't help my life in any way whatsoever. My thoughts is what creates my reality. And so I'm going to choose to put my thoughts on the things that I want to see in the world. And so I know we have a big discussion, or a lot to say about money, right? Is money real? What's the real money? Currency, all those things, right? You could say it's real, not real. It's currency, not currency. It's, fiat, whatever you want to call it. We use it in this third dimension. And I would say you come to an understanding about money, that you are money, that you are currency. And with that knowing, begin to love it. Why? Because you love you. And since you and money are not separate from one another, stop poo-pooing money. Stop talking down about something you want to have. As much as everybody want to talk about money, they want it. As much as they want to talk about, oh, it's not real, it's this, it's that, it's not backed by anything, it's all imaginary. It doesn't matter. You want it though. And you want as much of it as you can, and you want to spend at least amount of it as you want to. I would start saying, start trying to spend as much as you can so you can get more to spend. Stop hoarding it, stop holding on to it and gripping onto it. Let it go, because when you let it go, it returns 30, 60, and 100 fold. Yes, hey, A-Town, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, double tap the screen, 10K, the easy way. You get to come up and have your say. Well, not have your say, but we could talk about it. And I'm limiting conversations. I don't care about what other people think about when it comes to religion. I don't care what someone's belief system is. You need to care about what your belief system is. That's all that matters. Care about what your belief system is. And if it works for you, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I am streaming on TikTok and on YouTube. YouTube, if you have questions regarding anything about manifesting, put it in the chat and I will talk about it. We can get, share enlightenment regarding it. Hello, Hermanto. How are you? Welcome, welcome. And this is the thing, you don't have to learn how to manifest. It's not a tool. It's not something you use. It's what you are. You are energy manifested in physical form. You are God manifested in the flesh. You are awareness having a human experience. You are that which you have been looking for. Whatever power, whatever source you were looking for, tag, you're it. Okay, well, I got 10K the easy way. 10K the easy way. Double tap the screen. Hey, stay to myself. Great. Good to hear you got good news. That's awesome. Whatever you're desiring, and and I believe, know, trust, have become aware, right? That a desire that you have, the reason why you're having the desire is because you're meant to experience it. You're not having the desire so that it doesn't come into fruition. That's not the point. The point of the desire is that you're meant to experience it. That's why you're having it. And if you could look at your desire as a gift, as a free gift from the greater part of you to the lower part of you. And the lower doesn't mean lesser, right? The whole part of you is what make you unique and different and amazing and wonderful. And was it the psalmist David that said, "For I am fearfully and wonderfully made, marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knows quite well." Stop demonizing physicality. Stop demonizing it. And embody and enjoy and love every part of you. The physical as well as the spiritual. The seen as well as the unseen. Stop demonizing parts of you. There's nothing wrong with you. Let's start there. Nothing wrong with you. You're amazing just the way you are. You're amazing just the way you are. Stop saying you're on a healing journey, because you'll never get there. You'll always be journeying to nowhere. Recognize that you're already whole, complete, that you're already perfect. You lack no good thing. Stop creating lack, and then there won't be any. Hey, Mia, welcome. So double tap the screen. Don't just come into the live just to come up on the panel, and then don't stay in the live and tap the screen. I'm definitely going to know that, like, don't come in my live just to come on my panel, but you don't want to help me get to 10K. Interesting. Because I noticed that, okay, you're not able to get to come on the panel right now, so you leave the room. Like, that's what we do. We leave the room because I won't let you come up. Interesting. Okay. That's what we doing. like don't double tap the screen. If you like the live, if you don't, then you can keep it moving. It's cool. But if you want to come up on my panel, you should like the live. Don't come back to my live when you see I'm at 10K just to come on my panel. Let's not do that. Let's, support the live. And if you don't want to support the live, that's okay too. That's okay too. If you don't want to support the live, that's okay too. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Oh yes. Do not demonize yourself. So we didn't need to hear them anyways, A-Town. Oh, it's all love. 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 But yes, too many times we demonize ourselves. Mm. Mm. Yes, Mia. That is it. Say, my mind is a hater. But your mind is just running on a program. It's not even that it's a hater. It was programmed and conditioned to think less of itself. And now this is where self-mastery is key. You didn't come to demonize the mind. You came to what? Master it. You're here to tell your mind what to think and tell your feelings how to feel. Don't condemn anything about you. Just recreate it. Just renew it. Tell it now, oh, don't you know, it's time that you knew. It's time that you get the memo that we're awesome. We're awesome. We're amazing. We're dynamic. We're wonderful. Like, it's time to have a meeting in the boardroom of your mind and tell your mind, okay, here's the memo. Here's a list of things I need you to understand. Do a bullet point with the mind and tell the mind what's going down. Talk to yourself. Like, I know you thought that you were less than. I know you thought that you were undeserving and unworthy. I know you dealt with insecurities and lack self-confidence, but away with that. We're not walking in that mindset anymore. We're playing big now. No more playing small. We're no longer playing the back. We're playing the front now. So it's time you step up. Step up. Get with the program. This is the new program. We're running a new system here. Yep. Yep. And so whatever you're desiring, you already have. Whatever you're desiring, it already belongs to you, right? And it's just choosing to think a certain way, right? Like being so aware of your thoughts. This is what the mental diet that Neville Goddard talks about. Mental diet. What thoughts are you having, and are you aware of those thoughts? Because those thoughts are creative, right? Your mental diet. What are you feasting upon every moment? When you think of others, how do you think of them? And be honest. Be honest about what you're thinking so you can change it. Change the thoughts. Oh man, yeah, I used to think this person was this, and that. Okay, let me change that because I recognize that what I think of others, I'm really binding to myself. Because why? I am the only thinker. If I think that about them, I'm really thinking about me, because there is no them. There is no them. There is no other in your reality. And if you can just see that your thoughts are gifts, that always is a boomerang. Your gifts always come back to you. Your thoughts always come back to you because you're the thinker. So why wouldn't you want to think lovely of other people and think amazingly of other people and joyfully of other people? Absolutely. Right, to pray. That's right. We sure were conditioned to praise everyone but ourselves. Oh, you got to give credit to those that came before you. You got to give credit to those who came before you. Well, those that came before me can't live my life for me. I'm the only one that can live my life. No one else. I don't care what someone else has done. It's really about what you're thinking. We should be inspired by those who came before, those who had decided to believe in themselves, right? Those who have got the light of day and recognize that their thoughts are things, that the creative power within them is their mind. Hey, 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 June Tune. Double tap the screen, 10K the easy way. You get to come up and have your say. And it's about creating the things that we want to have in this reality. Creating the life we want to have by recognizing that we are already that which we desire to be. We're already that which we desire to be. We are infinite abundance, right? We have joy that's unspeakable. And whatever we say, we become, we get to experience, right? You get to have whatever you say. Whatever you say. So what are you saying? Who do you say that I am? What are you speaking? Speak life, speak joy, speak peace. Speak love, speak light. Just be. And again, the mental diet. That's what I should have put on the screen today. Mental diet. What you think about, you bring about. And to pay attention to what you're thinking. What are you saying about others? What are you saying about yourself? Do you beat yourself up? Do you talk down about yourself? All right? Like, don't talk down about yourself. Who cares? And stop using, those terms I tell you about, those terms of, oh, I'm triggered, or I'm spiraling, or don't claim things like that. If you're experiencing something, you're experiencing the unwanted, just change your attention, change your focus. Because the more you talk about it, you're just expanding it, right? You have to realize that it's your thought, it's your power of the tongue, the power of your tongue. Life and death are in the power of your tongue. So every time you say I'm triggered, every time you say I'm spiraling, every time you say that something is wrong, you're making it more. You're basically praising the very thing you don't want to actualize in your reality. You're actually magnifying the unwanted. You're making it bigger. But if you would just take a moment and withdraw the attention, resist the devil, and he shall flee. Resist giving your attention to the very thing you don't want, and you will see, like magic, it dissipates. It dwindles. You recognize it has no authority, it has no power over you. The only reason it had power is because you gave it attention. You gave it attention, and that's what made it grow. So, certain relationships that you have, how are you tending that garden of relationships? What do you say about relationships, regardless if it's familial relationship, regardless if it's love interest, work relationship, right? Relationship, because every relationship, you must understand, it's a relationship with yourself. How are you tending that garden when it comes to relationships? Do you say, oh, people just don't like me? I just don't understand why, people don't understand me. I just don't get it. People never show up for me. People are always ghosting me. I don't understand why. Is that the story you're telling? I'm gonna need you to put a hard stop on that story. Send it to the editor, which is your mind. Go down to the potter's house, which is your mind, and rewrite the story. You're going to decide today, I'm not telling that story anymore. I'm going to revise. redact, edit. I'm going to tell it. And here's the thing, it's more than just redacting and editing. It's really about creating a whole new storyline. You're getting rid of the old script. You're writing a whole new script. And as you write the script, you do get to edit. Like if you feel like, oh, that's really not still describing who I am. That's really not describing what I'm desiring to see. Let me edit that. And some of you, writing it down works wonders for you. Then do that. You're telling a new story and you can't quite get your thoughts together and you need to see it on paper because that makes it real for you. Do it. Do what works for you. Oh, okay. We got to 10K. We got to 10K. Hello, YouTube. Put your questions in the chat regarding anything on manifesting, regarding anything about transforming the mind, realizing that you have what you say. All techniques work. Why? Because you're the technique. I don't care what technique you're using. You're always what? Using your mind. All techniques work. Why? Because the key to all techniques is what? Your mind. That's the key to all techniques is your mind. Hello, everyone. Oh, I didn't mean to tap that. So who came up first? Was it June? I don't know who came up first. I wasn't even watching. A-Town, who did you bring up first? I tried to go in order who came up, who because I have my screen moved over where I can see the chat. So I can see all of the chat. June, okay. Good morning, June. How are you? Are you there? June, can you hear me? Because we can't hear you if you're speaking. Let me know. I'm gonna go to the next guest. I'll come back to you. I'll let you know that we can't hear you. Let me see. I'm typing in the chat. One moment. Okay. Hello, Rising Sun 360.
Peace, peace. How you doing, sis?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing well. Blessed.
Great.
I'm loving the chat and the live. What you put behind I am is very powerful.
Absolutely. Who do yep, who do you say that I am?
Mm.
Who do you say that I am? Go ahead.
Yeah, because I hear it so many times talking to different people. They say, "I'm tired. I'm this. I'm that." No. You don't realize, understand who and what you are. Once you understand who and what you are, you're above all this. I'm tired. I don't have this. I'm broke. No. Manifest what you want through your tongue, just like you said.
Yep. Every time you speak, you're creating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I like what you was talking about earlier, taking responsibility for what you do and what you say and how you react to things.
And I realize a lot of people try to deflect and and I get it. The Bible can be a little tricky when because that's the main focus, that more premise that people use when it comes to things that they're choosing. And when the
Mm-hmm.
choice is the thing that they didn't want, now all of a sudden it wasn't me that did it. When it was something
Mm-hmm.
that you wanted, oh, you could take all the glory for it. But when it becomes something that you didn't want, then there's something else doing it. Where it's the sin within me. It's not me. It's not my thoughts now. Then those thoughts aren't mine. And really, so the thoughts were
Yeah.
yours when they were the ones you wanted to see. Then they become not your thoughts when it's things that you don't want to see. Then whose thoughts are they?
Ain't that funny?
Right, because we can accept that. Oh, when it's amazing thoughts, when they're beautiful thoughts, they're joyful thoughts, I can take all the glory for that. As soon as there are thought that doesn't match the thing I want to see, oh, that's I don't know where those thoughts came from. How those thoughts get there? Those thoughts don't belong to me. Really, really? How that work? If you're going to take accountability for it all,
Yeah.
and you recognize people don't want to take accountability for it all, because instead of saying what is not, just change to what you want it to be. That's my thing. Why are you focusing on what that's not me, or it's not mine, and that's not my thought? You're having an argument that's unnecessary. Because all you need to do is just change the doggone thought instead of arguing about if it's yours or not. Just change it.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, people don't want to accept the part in the Bible where it says in Psalms 8:26 that ye are gods. They don't want to accept that part. So if I am God, then any and everything I do, I have to take on the responsibility of it.
I create the light and the darkness, right?
That's right.
I form the light and create the darkness. I wound and I heal. I do all these things, but somehow people like, nope, that's not me. I don't know where that thought came from. No, it's you, it's in you. You just got to uproot it up out of you. And how do you uproot it? Give your attention to the thing that you want to see.
Exactly.
That's it.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. Sometimes you got to course correct, and it's okay if you have to course correct. Sometimes you do veer to the left and you do veer to the right. Like I like Neville.
Right.
Yeah, Reverend, I gave that analogy, right? He was like, when you're on the road isn't always straight, right? The road can get windy, right? When you're driving a vehicle of a car, on the road, sometimes you got to turn a little, right? Steer a little bit to the left, steer a little bit to the right. But here's the beauty thing with what kind of lacks in that analogy is that the higher self already knows the path. It's going to make the crooked path straight.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to lead you down the path of least resistance.
Exactly. And everybody wants to take another route. All other routes except the one they need to take.
Yep. Hey, Elizabeth. Yep. People love the devil made me do it. Yep. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. What was that? Who was that? Who was that? What's the singer? What's his name?
It wasn't me.
He saw me in the bed. It wasn't me.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. No, it's a singer. Oh. Yeah, rapper. I can't think of it. Shaggy. Yep. There you go. Shaggy. Thank you, Mia.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't me. And they got me in the sofa.
It wasn't me. That's okay. I knew you helped me, girl. I know you helped me.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned Reverend Ike. I mean, I'm loving his stuff, man. I'm like, he was way ahead of his time.
Man. I mean, here's the thing. They all were around the same time, right? You had him, Neville Goddard, Dr. Joseph Murphy, right? They were all in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Not, of course, Neville early 70s, but, Reverend Ike was preaching this stuff in the 50s and the 60s at the same time Neville Goddard was around, right? Like everyone, there was a lot of people tapped in. It's just that we didn't have social media, right?
It's true.
We didn't have the news at our fingertips. We couldn't get instant news, right? Things got circulated through books and TV, right? If you caught the television program, if you caught, if you read it in a book. Yep. But this knowledge, this is ancient knowledge. This teaching is ancient. I know people want to say, oh, it's new age. It's nothing new about this truth. The mind has been around since the beginning of time. Consciousness always was, is, and forever will be.
It's just now we're learning the esoteric meaning of what the Bible is saying.
Yeah. But I mean, when the Bible was put together, when the Buddha, when the teachings came, that was the message, right?
Yes.
Like Kemetic teaching, Emerald Tablets, Hermetica, the message was there. The message was there. And so we're going to introduce Mia into the conversation. I don't know, say to myself, you keep not being able to connect. I keep bringing you up, but your phone isn't connecting for whatever reason. Hey, Mia.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to
Peace,
you.
peace.
Sorry, I'm a little extra raspy, in the morning, your morning voice.
I know, right? I feel you.
But, I love the conversation and what you've been saying. You've been speaking to me so much. And, I struggle. I'm not going to say I struggle. I'm working on improving my thoughts. But it's the programming. And I'm a psychology professor, and that's my background. And I'm it's so funny as I'm going through my lecture material, and I was lecturing, I was recording a lecture yesterday, and I was like, I'll be damned. Psychology, they just be like, so I was going over like childhood. I'm teaching a lifespan class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about self-concept in early childhood, and they were saying how, oh, children have an unrealistic self-concept. They think they can do anything and be anything. I'm like, unrealistic? They're gods. That's not unrealistic. They know who they
Wow.
are.
They already training children to think less of themselves.
Yes, and how, even as a 41-year-old, life changes and has overcome so, and I'm sure every person on here can attest to it because we're here, right? So anything we've been through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet, still at 41, I still have doubts. I still doubt my ability. I still doubt if I'm deserving of good things. Mm-hmm. And it's just ridiculous that those things still creep in my mind. And I remember being 16, getting my first little job at Kroger grocery store, and being nervous. And ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to like on like computers. Like I used to go behind the registers at the grocery store and start messing with stuff. I was a little bad. I was getting into stuff. So I would go to the grocery store. So I got hired, and my mom, and I was like, Mama, I don't know if I could do it. And my mom was like, you don't know if you can bring up groceries. You can do that. And it's just that just ability, the thing that creeps in your mind that makes you think you can't do something, or you're not deserving of something, or when life is going great and you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't do that as much these days.
Good.
But it's really programming of the mind, like just, I sit and I think, and now I'm very aware. I've always been very self-aware, but I'm very aware of my thoughts. And sometimes I'll be sitting thinking, and then I'll pay attention to my thoughts. And I'm like, why the hell am I thinking that? That's horrible. No, I don't want that. Get out of here, and I have to really take control of my thoughts, and speak to my mind, in my mind, what I want. And know that you are the operant power, that you have the control. You are in control of everything around you. And like you were talking about the other day about the world being so transactional. And I think that's part of what builds that programming of thinking that we're not enough, because it's like you got to do something, right? Mm-hmm. Transactional and contingency creates the idea that you have to do something to get something.
Yep. That's why people think that the desire has to be worked for.
Yes.
Because that's what we've been told. So we come up with techniques, because it can't be just simply saying I have it. That's just too simple. Wait a minute. The mind says I got to work for it. So maybe if I write it down, maybe if I robotic affirm 10,000 damn times, right? Maybe if I, do a poster board, maybe if I do trying to figure out what to do as opposed to just be.
Yes.
Right? Like the script says, let there be, and it was. And that is enough to just say, let there be. And the doing is automatic. That's the part you don't have to worry about. The body follows the mind. If you convince yourself that you are this person, then you're going to automatically express that beingness. So you're going to automatically do whatever's necessary. That's the part you don't have to figure out.
Exactly. That's the I am, right? And yes. I always look at I am as I am blank. Mm-hmm. Meaning that I am everything. And I'm everything positive. And don't put in a negative in that damn blank. I might be some of them things sometimes, but we ain't gonna speak on that, right? But I am.
Well,
Black.
you're the
There's
only
a
one calling it negative. You're the only one calling it
right.
negative. So what makes it negative other than you define it that way? Stop calling it
Exactly.
negative, then it won't be.
Because sometimes if I might cut you out. Sometimes you might need it. It ain't negative. It's right on point. You needed it. Look, let me
Yeah.
stop. You needed to hear it. But it's
Absolutely.
like I am all. I don't need to do anything because I am, you know, and I have it all. And I think that we get obsessed with the idea. And unfortunately, you know, growing up in the church, you know, that's all I can speak to. Even religion makes you feel like it's transactional, right? I gotta do these things and hope that I'm deserving from God. Hope that God thinks that little old me is deserving of these favors.
Yep.
When I shouldn't. I should just get it, right? You know how you're a kid and you grow up and your parents give you shelter and food and clothing and love because you're you and you don't have to ask for it?
That part.
That's how your relationship with God is and how it should be.
Yep.
You know, your heart beats and your all your organs and everything do what they do without you having to ask for it.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So why do we feel like everything in the external world should work any differently?
That's points to ponder. That's really something to really allow to be a part of your thinking, your knowing, your being, right?
Right.
When you come here as a babe, you're automatically cared for because you're a babe, because you are the child of your parents, right?
Yes.
Because they decided to bring you into this experience, right? You're potato, because not necessarily they decided to bring you, you decided to come through them. You actually decided to enter this third dimensional plane through them, but that's another story, right? But now that you're there and they're responsible for caring for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you communicate to them however you communicate, right? You would, and mostly babies communicated through crying, right? They let you know that they're in need of a thing, or they're requesting, not necessarily need, but requesting to experience more food, experience a changed diaper, experience a babe, experience nurturing, right? Because sometimes you just want to be held, right? Sometimes you just want to be loved on. Sometimes you just want some attention, right?
Give me attention. And guess what? Babies have it made. They get all their needs met from the world, and they don't got to do nothing but be.
And that's what we're told when in Matthew 6, that your father in heaven knows you have needs of these things, which is the I am presence within your own mind, your own consciousness, knows that you need these things. That's why you're never to chase the things. You're to what? Seek first the kingdom of God, the kingdom of your good and all of your righteousness, which is all of your right thinking. And then the things automatically come.
Yes.
Break it down, sis.
And also people don't realize, like, even in childbirth, you know, I remember, I go back to the old, you know, I might be a little older. You might remember Miss Toyia. You remember the old Bill Cosby stand up when he was talking about the Lamars and all the breathing and all the stuff women do to bring about their baby. And a lot of people don't realize that your baby's brain communicates with the mom's womb to invoke childbirth. But people don't realize that your baby's brain communicates with the mom's womb to say, okay, we're ready.
That's
And that's
beautiful.
proven. Your baby's brain communicates with the womb
Yes, it does.
and says we're ready. And the only thing that gets in the way is that dumbass getting on your back and pushing you. Okay, we're ready. Get on your back. And let's do this for about 5 hours instead of.
I'm like, what?
What?
I just want to understand, where did that come from? Like, I'm gonna have to see what Google gonna say. Like, Google, tell me, but Google be messing with you sometime, But I would really like to know, what caused science to say let's put women on their back to push a baby through?
Money.
You said money?
I mean, it goes against gravity.
Yeah, because that causes more pain, more restriction, right? More tension, right? Because you're fighting against nature, right? So yes, I gotta come with the epidural, right? To put in your spinal. And that still don't, because I had it and it didn't help me. I still felt all the pain.
It Exactly.
It still didn't help me because I still felt it all.
Your childbirth would be so quick if you just got, because most women think they got to take a poop when they go into labor, because it's naturally the position you want to get in. You want to go somewhere and squat.
Yeah.
Because your body naturally wants to go do that. And your contractions are literally helping you push the baby out.
And that may be causing a lot of diseases in the baby, right? Because they're straining to come through. Right? They're not going through the least path of resistance. They're actually forcing the labor as opposed to just experiencing the labor.
Yep. And then you have cerebral palsy because you have all these different things that can happen because of the length of time. And then you open the door for error. I mean,
yeah, because like they have these things that they could put on the baby's brain, on the baby's head to try to bring it out. Right? They put these little claps or whatever, like these little suction things. They have different metal. Some of them are metal, some of them are rubber. These things that
the baby neck, just roughing the baby neck out.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Just get a squatty potty. Get a squatty potty and just and squat.
Yeah, 4 steps. Yep. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, 4 steps. And it's yeah, and it's just like, you know.
You ever been really constipated? Try laying on your back. How long you gonna be on your back? You be on your back 8 hours constipated. So it's just interesting, but yeah, so I just think just being in control of your mind and just really taking the authority back over your mind, I think is the biggest. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And so we're gonna introduce Say to Myself into the conversation. Hello, Say to Myself.
Hey, Miss Toyia.
Hey.
Oh man, everybody have a good day today.
Absolutely. Hope you're having a great day as well.
I am. I got some business to take care of today.
Okay. That's good.
I got a job interview at a hotel.
So nice. Okay.
Yeah. It's like I think a job fair. I think they mostly hire people from like hiring events and job fairs, so that's good. Yeah. And then so that's a success story, I guess, if you want to say that. But also my mom just got I think they offered her a house with nothing but the fully furnished house. So that's really, really good.
Oh wow. That's all right.
Yeah. She just gotta pick which one she wants. One smaller and one bigger, but it's fully furnished, bedrooms, TVs, PlayStation. He said you can have all of it if you decide on the house you want. And I was like, what?
That's beautiful.
I'm like, yo, that is crazy. Because I'm like, if her manifestations, because I don't even think she was like thinking she's gonna get it. I'm like, mine might be close. Because like, whoa, that's something I never thought could happen. I'm like, when people say like you're probably limited, you really are limited. Because like I didn't think that was possible to happen. So like, and then I had some questions. Like, I'm not gonna keep doing techniques anymore. It's like it's just kind of stupid. Like I thought, like back then when I was just learning about this, like you fall asleep. I did a sleep affirmation recording. Like you fall asleep into the end state. It's just like, why? I'm gonna just say I already have it, because whenever I say I have it, it's just like my focus don't go off of goes off of wavering. So I'm like, now like me thinking I wasn't gonna get a job, now I have a job interview at a hotel. Now I'm in a better space. I get out the house more. Now it's like I don't have no awareness on. Because you remember how I used to come back here complaining?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you've seen my progress. I hope you keep up with my progress. I hope you do.
You're funny. Of course. You come and share with us. How could I not keep up with it?
Come up here complaining. So, yeah. And then I just realized like, because like
I mean, you're calling it complaining. I never saw it that way, but if that's your perspective, where I never looked at it that way.
I gave it a label.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and I realized I stopped arguing. Well, I stopped telling myself a story just to give a reaction to it. It's just like, yeah, I see my growth as a person, because it's like, if you don't like people or you don't like a certain situation, you can always direct the script. Those people are just reflections of you and where your mind is. Because if I was in Houston, I wouldn't be worried about someone talking gossip about me, giving, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really is just you. And people don't understand that because, like, oh, I don't have no family. Who said that was your family? You had to realize they were your family. You had to realize that was your friend. You gave everything a meaning, a label, and judgment.
Yep.
You did that. What makes them your family? Because they told you you were. That's still a belief. That's still a program. I don't care what. No, you can't. The thing is, like, a lot of people in their reality, I don't know if you can do this. I think you can. You can pick and choose what you see as a program, what you see as real in your life. So it's like, I don't think none of this is real, which is not. Why am I saying that's my family? No, I already have my family that I created myself. And I feel loved. I feel always supported. I feel like I'm in my Houston mansion already. So, but you know what I really don't understand though, Miss Toyia? I don't understand why I'm not feeling the feeling of it, but I know it. You get what I'm saying? I don't. That's what I'm not.
Yeah, because you think you have to have emotions attached to it, because that's what people tell
Yes.
you. I agree with you. But I don't know if you've been listening to me for the past 6 to 9
Your
months.
feelings don't matter.
Exactly. I mean, I say that all the time. Because emotion is just energy in motion. So you're always in motion because you're energy, right? That's what emotions are. You're an energetic being. You're never at rest. I don't care if the body may appear to be at rest, but it isn't, right? Because what the blood is always doing what it's doing. The lungs are always doing what it's doing, right? The digestive system is doing what it's doing, right? The body is always active, always, until you depart out of it, until the life is withdrawn from the body. Then the body becomes what? Dormant.
Yeah, so that's
Then
what
it
I'm
becomes
saying, like,
lifeless.
that's probably like, because like I feel like you go through levels in my opinion. It's like I know I have it because I ain't gonna cap. I know I have it, but the feeling, like, it's like, dang, I feel like I don't have it, but I know I have it mentally. But the energetically feeling of it, it's like my body. I just feel like I don't have it, the feeling wise, but mentally I know I have it. That's what I don't understand. Like, I just always thought you supposed to, like, when you.
I don't understand it either. I don't know what you mean.
Like,
How did you have it and you don't have it? How's that possible? Impossible. You can't be in two states at the same time. You can't. So you're dividing yourself. Stop dividing the spoils.
Yeah, you're battling yourself.
Yeah, this is double-mindedness now, because now you're saying I have it but I don't.
Okay. Because, like, I thought you were supposed to have the feeling, but the feelings don't matter. It's the mental.
I mean, you can use the feelings, right? If you can conjure up the feelings that will go along with what you say you have, okay. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
Okay. Because, yeah, it's just like, that's why I'm like, you know how you feel tired, but you know you have it.
Because because it's like I get the analogy of the baby communicating with the mother through crying. People are saying that's emotional. What's emotional about that? No, they're telling you I'm hungry. They're not emotional. They're communicating with you that I want my diaper changed or I want to be hugged. Mm-hmm. That's a communication. That's their style of language. That's all. Because why is crying emotional? Why can't crying be cleansing? Why can't crying be purifying?
You gave it the meaning. That's what I'm saying. You gave it the meaning. It's whatever you gave.
Right. It's whatever you say it is, right? Right? Yeah. Right? It's whatever you say it is. So just don't try to say, well, I know I have it, but take the but out of it. You got it. It doesn't matter what emotional, what feelings you're having towards it. Because here's the thing, what I know. The happiness is going to be the result of the knowing. It's never the cause. Feelings are results of thoughts. They don't cause thoughts. In the beginning was the word. See, feelings are something you experience. Thoughts are. Thoughts just are. The thoughts never go away. Thoughts are always there. They're symbols of mind, of how we think, of what's going on within us. And they show up differently, right? So a word can be a number. It can be a sign, right? That's also, because it's all symbolic. It shows up in many different ways, right? Because language, from a human perspective, is limiting, right? Because if you don't speak Spanish, someone telling you how they quote unquote think or feel is going to go over your head, right? Because what you don't speak Spanish, so you have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah.
But if you can look at them, right, you can get tone, right? You can get emphasis, their mannerisms. But even then, we don't want to go so much by appearances. We want to go by what we know, not what they're saying. And too many times we get caught up in what someone's saying as opposed to what we know. That's why it's not about what other people are doing. It's about what you know to be true. It's about what you're doing, who you're being. Too many times we looking outward to get validation, to get justification. It's not about what's going on out there. It's about what's going on within you.
Worried about what other people think about you.
Man,
Yeah.
if we could just put that down and never pick it up again. Lay it down. Stop caring about what other people think about you. Because it only matters what you think about you. What do you think about you?
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, I don't care what people think. It was that's what I thought, like the feeling. But I'm like, man, if I know I have it, the feeling's there. See, I can't keep saying, I can't be double-minded in that situation. Because you know you have it, the feeling of the emotion is.
I mean, yeah, that never entered my mind. When I say I know something, I don't care what I feel about it. Right? The feelings are natural. Because why wouldn't you just naturally feel at ease? Like the thing that you're desiring, you know it belongs to you. There should be a stillness there, a rest there in the mind, and ease about it. But it's like you're trying to make it a problem where there is none.
Yeah, because I'll be having back pain, and I'm like, I'll be like, where is this coming from? And then I think I don't have, because I did. Okay, back in the past, I did always think I had to have like a lot of emotional energy invested into my desires, but that's not true. That's not the case. When you know you have it, does not matter about your feelings. That's what it really is. Because I always feel like you're supposed to have like this energy behind what you have to know that you have your manifestation, and that's not true. It's just basically knowing that you have it because you said so.
That's it. Your word is sufficient. You just think it's not. Because somebody else told you, no, you need feelings. They need feelings. Let them have their feelings. They think in order for them to manifest, feelings are required. Okay, I'm not going to argue with that. You think that's required for you. We got to stop looking because someone else says that's what works for them, that it has to work for you. Consciousness is not a one-trick pony. It's not boxed in and limited from the human perspective.
Yeah, so basically there's many ways to know that you have it without.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong way. It's not right, it's not wrong. It just is.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Basically I had just more success stories and just knowing that everything in my businesses is done. And then I'm just working on all my businesses again. Gonna go to my job interview. Hope I get it. It's already done. I already got the job. So yeah.
Yeah, don't put too much thought into it. Just go there and be you. Just be you, and that should be enough. As long as you know that you being you is enough, it'll be enough.
Oh yeah, because I was telling myself, like, I think I haven't worked in 2 years, and I told myself I don't even care if I get a job anyway, because I applied and walking the job. I really told myself that.
Right.
And I guess it worked.
Right. Don't overthink it. Don't put too much, just go with the experience and not giving too much thought to it. Of course you're going to present yourself with the best version of who you are, naturally being who you are, right? Like when you can just own who you are, I have never not got a job when I just was myself and not overthinking something.
Yeah.
Like
I just showed up and got what I
wanted. Right. Not trying to be something else and all of that. Yeah, just, you are enough. So yes, if that's the job you want, then that's the job you'll have.
Okay, cool. Cause yes, thank you. Cause I would be thinking like, dang, if I ain't got the feeling, I ain't got it, and I know I have it. But I'm like, no, that's two different contradicting things. So yeah, I ain't gonna cap
Well,
it,
you're
but
just conditioning the desire, right? You say, I want
okay.
this, but in order for me to get it, I must now work for it. So let me conjure up the feeling to get it. Okay. You think it's necessary. It's not wrong, but if you think it's necessary, that's your law.
No, I don't think it. No, I think just because I said it and I put the intention, I decided I already have it. It was already mine.
Right. Then there,
And
that's all.
the
That's
thing is,
it.
I ain't gonna cap. I rather would have emotions. I do like having emotions.
Well, then you're
Like,
going against your own law, and why are you doing that?
it feels better.
I mean, your law is feelings are required. So conjure up the feeling of having it. What does it feel like now that you have the job, now that you're working in the hotel industry? Now that you know, how does it feel? How does it feel to get paid every week or every two
Oh no,
weeks? How does it feel? What does that?
I ain't really. I ain't really worried about the job. I just want the money. So I really don't care. But I'm glad I'm being out the house and like just, I feel
Okay,
important.
now that you have the money that you need, how does it feel? Now that you can go buy your Christmas gifts and birthday presents, how does that feel? Knowing that the money that you've been looking for is there, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. How does that make you feel?
Like I'm a billionaire. 'Cause I'm using that money for my business. So I would say, I would be so thankful. No, I would honestly just be thankful that,
You would be, or you
oh,
are.
that I know that
You
I
would be,
know
or you are. I am. I'm asking you, how does it feel? And you're telling me about a future event. It's a now thing.
oh, I know that
How
I
does it
am
feel? Because
thankful.
I said, how does it feel to have these things? And you're telling me how it would be as opposed to how it is.
That's what, so like being like knowing that you have it already. That's what I say. Like I know that
No,
I'm
but you
thankful
said you
for
said
having
you need feelings, so I'm getting you to the feelings. How does it feel now? So you feel, so what does a billionaire feel like? Because I just feel like you're telling me something because it sounds good as opposed to being true to yourself about that you have the money and you can go do these things. You can use it for your business. You could use it for the Christmas gifts.
Oh,
How does that feel? Like make it
freedom,
natural.
freedom,
Okay.
free.
Okay. Now, live in that space. Be free.
Yeah. That's it. Like I feel free. Like I told myself no, because this is what I'm saying. I told myself I would never work a job again. Like this is the last time, right? And I was so serious. And I kept telling myself that. And you know what other reoccurring thought that be in my head? I don't know. It came out of nowhere. It's like because my last name, like it's just like I told ChatGPT to call my last name and then CEO, and then out of nowhere it was like they said my last name, right? I thought came out, I was like, here, CEO, and then I say my last name. They say my last name. I'm like, sign your $400 million deal from your brand to sell your companies, and I'm just like, okay, because I'm not caring about nothing. I don't think I want this. Like, I don't think I want the responsibility of owning businesses. I really don't care. Like, the point of my thing was to get my visions across the world. People like my products and just to be wealthy off of it and just, do whatever I want to do. So just like freedom, love. Yeah, but also stillness is the main thing. Like feeling free within yourself, feeling like there's no cages, there's no people around you that you don't want to deal with. It's just, yeah. It's
Well,
not
the people will only be there if you create them to be there. I mean, you keep focusing on things you say you don't want in your experience, but yet you keep talking about it. I'm going to tell you, it's not going. They're not disappearing because you keep writing them into your script. So the moment you stop talking about the unwanted being there, they're going to keep being there because you keep
okay.
talking about them being there. Because how are we talking about people that aren't there? And why would you talk about people that aren't there? They're not there. Why are you giving them any attention?
That's it. I need to work on that.
Oh,
I have everything. It's just dang. Like sometimes I forget. Like people are not even real. I don't even know who these people are. I don't even know their names. Man,
but
and
you're
I keep
talking about them. Here you go. I mean, telling me that they don't exist. It's just like saying, like somebody that wants to experience health, right? But they could keep
yeah.
talking about the symptoms. You're making the disease real. The more you keep talking about you healthy, but oh my goodness, I don't understand the pain in my back. I don't understand the migraine. Oh my goodness, I just keep coughing. I just keep sneezing. I thought you were healthy. How does a healthy person talk about sneezing and coughing and migraines? They don't. That's why people don't experience the healing, because they focus on the problem, the symptoms. A person that's healed cannot talk about symptoms of disease.
They talk about health.
Because the thing you think about is the thing you bring about.
Yeah.
You have to talk about health. Man, it feels so good. Man, my body feels so good. Man, I feel so amazing. Man, I'm so rejuvenated. Man, I don't care even if you hawking up, snot, saliva, whatever. I don't care if all that's going on in your body. You need to speak healing, though. You need to talk about wellness, regardless of what the physical part of you is doing. You need to speak life. You need to speak the evidence. You need to go beyond the evidence of the senses, because the senses is going to tell you, you sick. Don't you got 103, 101 temperature? You're sluggish. You don't really want to get out of bed, and that's when you got to have a meeting in the boardroom of the mind. Say, listen up, y'all. We healthy over here. We feel rejuvenated. We got all kind of energy. We feel amazing. I'm loving my body. My body is a self-healing organism. It's amazing. You got to talk to yourself, even when the senses deny it. That's moving beyond the physical. That's what faith is. The evidence of what not being able to see it. And what did I tell you faith is? The word. Because what can't you see? You can't see your word. You can't see the word. You experience the effects of it. But I'm going to go to Holly, who's been waiting patiently. Hello, Holly. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, say, or call me Miss Billions. Okay, Miss Billions. I'm gonna call you Miss Billions. Hey, Miss Billions. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. First, I would like to say thank you for having me on your amazing panel. I did see you on the FYP, and it was very relatable on like the journey I have been taking. But I want to go into about the Bible is mind science, and that was incredible for me to see because I'm a PK kid, and I'm a PK preacher's kid, and I shied away from Christianity. I shied away from the religion, not anything that my mom was doing because she's a pastor. It was more of the Christians that I viewed and seen, and I felt like religions had became a cult. And so what I mean by cults is very judgmental and just really boxed in. I felt like the Bible was more of, because how they would teach more of Jesus than God. And I felt like God was way bigger than Jesus, which Jesus is a leader and different things in the Bible, that he was a healer and everything. That I believe, I take nothing away or dim the light on Jesus. I just felt like they were missing out who God was. And then when we get into this mindset of what you're saying, like the Bible is mind science, and then the laws of attraction, law of assumption, or what you have on here, I think it's really important to spread this. It's great to learn in this way of thinking, because it's much more than just this one person. And to think this way, I felt like Christians or whoever believe in the Bible or Jesus, which I still do, I don't take nothing away. I just know that there's a bigger God. But when we get to thinking this way, I felt like Christians began to belittle people who knows how to tap into the realm of receiving. I think it gets what's the word I'm trying to think? But I feel like it gets I'm trying to think of the word. But yeah, so with Christians, I just feel like they believe that this type of thinking, which I seen a guy prior in the comments, felt like it was like devilish to think, or um it's a bad way to think when the whole books of Psalm is like a spell book, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I thought that your topic was really, really good because I've been on this journey for a while. Some of my family, they just like to play and joke, but I still feel like they feel some type of way. They'll be like, "Oh, you're an atheist now." You think, "No, I'm not an atheist. I just know who my God is. I know He's the God of the universe. He's bigger than what you box Him to be." You know, like they think that He's gonna come down and actually give them the keys to a car, a mirror. Like, no, you have to tap into your gift. And so, what you're saying, like the mind, it is, and I've always been like this since I was smaller. I always like attracted just success and wealth, and it hasn't been hard for me. Of course, we have life and we have ups and downs, but it hasn't been hard for me because I'm walking in who I know I am. I haven't worked a job, ever worked. Well, when I was 18, I worked the job for like 2 months, and then I knew I was going to quit and go to college.
Oh, okay.
But I always walked into entrepreneurship, following behind my mom. But me as an individual, knowing who I am and walking into my purpose and my calling. So I thought the topic was really, really good because I was shying away from the Bible. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very, very honest. And I was shying away from the Bible because I know the instructions are within me, just like when we're born, okay, you have a baby, and this baby sees candy, and this baby takes the candy and hides it, and or stick it in their pamper or something like that to get away. Like, no one taught that baby how to do that. So they know right and wrong. We have that conscience to know right and wrong. So we have spirit of discernment. That's what we're born with. It's the right or wrong, you know. But I wanted to try to get more understanding because I don't I of the scripture that you put up.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, before you do that, right? Because I'm just gonna let you talk after this. What brought me here is when you had this, the Bible is mine science, and I thought about like back in the, like when it first, like people like the Egyptians, how it was like science on the wall, right? It was science on the wall, and I've been saying this for a while. So let me take you real quick on the reason why I'm going this way. So about a month ago, my daughter and I was sitting in the house.
You do not care what happened to your daughter.
Say that again.
We do not care what happened to your daughter.
You are so fucking rude. Get out. There's no way I'm going to sit here and stay quiet while he does that shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What happened to your daughter? I would love to hear.
So we were sitting in, this is going back to the Bible is mind science. So we were sitting in a kitchen, in a dining area, and I was taking care of my son. I was wiping him off from eating, and I noticed this thing that hovered over me, and I didn't say anything because I'm very spiritual. So I'm like, okay, I know I seen it, but I didn't see it. But throughout my life, I know I'm spiritual. So my daughter, she was like pinned to the chair, and she was like, "Mommy, I want to make sure that like I'm not going crazy or anything." And this is an 8-year-old daughter, 8-year-old girl. So she's like, "I want to make sure that I'm not going crazy or anything." I said, "What?" She said, "Did you see that thing that was just going round and round in a circle? Like it was by the TV." And I said, "No, what was it, white?" And she said, "Yes. It sort of looked like the sun or something." And then I was like, okay, I know I seen this thing look like a sun. So moving forward, because I don't want to get all into that, because she, with her saying that, it confirmed. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to break this down to her. So I was just like, okay, that's peace. That's the peace of God, floating through here. I had to kind of like change it up so that she could, sleep peacefully, which she did. And so that took me back to why was this thing that looked like a sun the size of a soccer ball hoovering in my home? And then I went to look it up, and it was like, it's an orb. So now I'm connecting, okay, God is God of the universe, and this is like more of science. And now I see why people put science in the connection of God,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I said your topic, oh my gosh, when I say host, like, I appreciate you. Like, it just brought confirmation to all my thoughts, like, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't wavering or going on the wrong side. And I don't know how my story sounds or how I sound to you all, but like, just to even have this topic was like, you got a tough topic. I can just like, wow. That's all I can say right now. It's like, wow. Like, I am like at awe. Like, because like throughout everybody that's been on TikTok, and I pretty much watch and observe. But it's just confirmation. I just want you to know that, like, I'm just like at awe of what you just brought here this morning to TikTok and allowing us to share. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I.
Okay, yeah, that's beautiful. Like Miss said, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It's your truth, it's your experiences. And I come from the mindset there's no right or wrong. So when a baby takes a piece of candy that they want and they put it in a diaper because they wanted it, it's not right or wrong that the baby wanted the piece of candy. It's just the parent is going to say no, you can't have the candy, right? Because they feel like something's going to happen, and especially an infant, right? They're known to put things in their mouth, right? Which is why we would give them, they would either suck on a thumb or suck on, a pacifier or suck on toys or whatever, because they're at that stage, they're in their suckling stage. So yes, we would probably want to be careful about what we would allow them to put in their mouth, right? So it's not that it's necessarily a good or bad or wrong or right. It's that they just see what they want and decided they can have it, and they took it. And see, see, when we get into humanity and we start going down this road of duality and saying, well, you should be able to do this and you can't do that. You can have this and you can't do that. That's when that's the sticky road that we find ourselves in, trying to say something is right or wrong. If we were left alone to our own devices, we would have a much more pleasant experience in this reality. But it's because we get programmed or conditioned to the good and evil of it all.
Yeah.
Hello, Tara. How are you?
Hi, you know what? I'm good. I didn't realize this was your live. I just was swiping by and loved the conversation. So I popped in and then realized it was you. And I was just so happy to be here. I hope you're well. I know you're well.
Yes. Doing awesome.
Hey, you know what? The reason why I came up was because I wanted to know if, you guys would receive a message from an oracle. I'm watching the rapture happen right now, and I'm, at first I was freaking out, like, oh my God, people need to know what's going on. And then when I try to tell people, it's, it's challenging, but I'm here to speak. I'm an oracle. I see things. I see everything. And I know a lot of things, and I'm told to speak. And so that's the only reason why I'm here. If you guys would receive a message from me, I would love to share with you.
What do you mean by rapture?
Well, the consciousness of Earth has risen, and the system that we live in between the light and the dark is separating because the light is pulled up, because the light got so light that once this dimension that we live in, when the consciousness rises to a certain point, it has the opportunity to be snatched up into the heavenly realms and be transformed. That's what your boy Yeshua was trying to tell you is going on. But they stole Yeshua's message, killed him, stole his message, and twisted it, and stole everything that you truly are and all of your gifts and your mission in life, and they stole it and they twisted it and they gave it back to Christians and put them in bondage. And Paul, he actually did catch the vision and everything like I have of, I'm not catching the vision of rapture. I'm literally watching it happen around me, you know? And so once that,
I come from the perspective that the rapture is an inward thing, not an outer thing. What you're seeing outwardly is a physical manifestation of what's happening inwardly, because it's not about the world, it's about your world. It's your world. That's the only world that matters. I don't care what's happening in the world. It's none of my business. I only care what's happening within me, because what's within me is what's going to be expressed on the outside of me. So this walk, I know, is not a collective walk. This walk is individual. Right. So yes,
Right.
do we meet others along the way that's having the same experience? Yes, we do. But everyone experience is going to be unique to them.
Okay, so you're not willing to receive a message from an oracle, and that's fine. You're right.
No, I don't need to
What you
receive
just
a
said.
message from an oracle. I'm my own oracle. Everyone's their own oracle. I'm not placing
yeah.
anyone above me or below me.
Yeah.
Everyone is a mirror. Everyone is a mirror. Everyone gets to speak their life however they perceive it. But no, I don't have to receive a message from anyone. I just need to receive my message. Now, if you want to share your message, we're willing to hear it, but it's not like your message is for me. Your message is for you. And if you want to share your message, that's fine. But I'm not taking it as any authority. I'm not taking it as any authority over me. It's authority over you.
I didn't come in here with that perception. And you and me, we're saying the same message, so I'm not going to argue with you whatsoever.
It's not about arguing. I'm just giving my perspective. Why is it now an argument? Because I'm giving my perspective.
No, I know, but I'm just saying I'm not here to disagree with you. That's it.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't want to hear it, I will not say it, and I will move on.
Okay, it's totally. I'm not going to repeat myself. I already said what I said, so I mean, you can take it however you want to take it. So.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I'm like, what? I said, if you want to share your message, share it, but don't. I don't. I don't know. Oh, I don't get the oracle thing. Like, what? Okay. go ahead, Rising Sun. Go ahead. What you mean? A message from an oracle? What? I don't understand.
Everybody wants some type of spiritual leadership. They want to be first in line.
Yeah, do you want to receive the message? I mean, you can share your message, but it ain't for me, it's for you.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to share their experience with you, and you should follow it.
When she said the rapture was happening, I'm like, oh.
That's what I asked. What do you mean by the rapture?
It is, because it's sunny outside.
I mean, you should experience the rapture when you get caught up in your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
That was the rapture. When you awaken to the truth of who you are, you experience the rapture. You're caught up in the rapture of love. Caught up in the rapture of love. And no one else can come back. The rapture of you. Falling in love with you.
We're gonna do it every time.
Everybody wants it to be a physical thing. Everybody wants it to be something they can physically see on the outside. Not to say that you won't see it, but it happens. It's a happening within, and then it's expressed externally. But it's for you. It's for your eyes only. Everybody wants someone to validate them and to say, see, do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? And what if I say I don't see it? What if I tell you I don't see what you see? Then what? Are you not going to believe in what you see because I said I don't see it?
You know those preachers used to be on BT at night. Do you feel that through the phone?
Right.
No, I don't feel it.
Well, is everything.
Or like how you used to be in the church. Can you feel the presence of the Lord? The presence of the Lord is here. The presence of the Lord is here. I can feel it in the atmosphere. The presence of the Lord is here.
I don't know if that's the presence of the Lord. I think that's adrenaline from all this shouting. It's adrenaline, all these demons.
And you would feel strange if you didn't feel the presence. You'd be like, no, I don't feel anything. What's going on? What am I missing? Saying God not loving me? How come I can't feel his presence? What is happening? I must have demons. Like you start thinking crazy shit because you don't feel the presence. You feel like, what the fuck is going on? Why I don't feel the presence?
Look, I went to a church where the pastor was trying to put hands on people. He came to me and wanted me to come up. I said, no, sir. I'm going to embarrass you this Sunday because I ain't falling back. I'm not performing for you. I'm going to stand up straight and I don't feel nothing. Don't get embarrassed today, pastor. You don't want me up front because I'm going to stand like a statue when you put the hands on me. Don't put your hands on my pineal gland, actually. Get your hands off of my pineal gland. Thank you.
Put off my life.
For real, I didn't know you washed your hands today, Pastor. Get your hands off of my pineal gland. Thanks.
Where your hands be? Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Oh my god, it is. That's too funny.
Are
That's too
these
funny.
real laughs or fake laughs?
Why do you care? Are you coming up here to have a conversation or are you coming here to be disgruntled?
No, I want to have a conversation. I don't need you to run.
I'm not here to argue with you, so
It's not an argument. Why are you running?
okay. Good night.
I don't want you to go to hell. Jesus is.
Deuces.
That's
The Lord, we should bring out when the presence of the Lord is here every time somebody.
Hey, Pastor Jesse. Hey, Chrissy. Hello, everyone. Hello, Andrea. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, I know, right?
I need to find me a tambourine.
Oh, say Holly. Say that's exactly what you're talking about, Holly.
Yes, that is so. It's like, and you, especially like the smaller town churches, like the smaller church, even mega, like it's something that they whip into these people. I told you, like, I feel like they box who our God really is, and so when we speak of like, okay, just the same way as. Okay, because I don't want to get too much deep into celebrity or whatever, but you know how Kanye West, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, they like we're walking gods. Like I don't want to get it mixed in between, but maybe is it that they're tapping in and they're getting the things like they're tapping in of law of assumption, like, and we're actually receiving these things. We're able to walk.
I know exactly where you're going, Holly. I know exactly where you're going.
So this is why I shy away. Y'all don't understand. See all these people, like the people that come in and saying it's satanic and it's not of God. Like what?
Well, just ignore
what
them.
y'all worshiping. Like,
all right. Just ignore them. No one cares what they think. I'm not here to argue Christianity anymore. They get to have their beliefs. Because what I do know, like I've been saying recently, I don't care if you're agnostic, an atheist, if you're religious, have any religious affiliation with any of the major or minor religions of the world. Here's what we all do. Whether you're calling yourself a spiritualist, whether you're calling yourself a believer, whatever, I don't care what you're calling yourself, what label you're attaching to the I am. The thing is, we all are using our mind. Yeah. And that is a creative power within every human being. Every spiritual being having a human experience. The creative power within you is your mind. Right. At the end of the day, they believed they could, so they did. That's what it comes down to. So the celebrities you just mentioned, yes, they know that the creative power within them is God. They know that God is not on the outside. They know that God is within.
Yep. That's the secret. That's the secret they keep covering their eye about. Their big secret is them knowing what we're talking about and the mass of the world not knowing. And they know how to manifest. They know how to get everything they want. And that's the big secret. That's all.
Right.
Yep.
And it's just a cult because it's just unknown. It's just what it's not mainstream taught, but it's literally the same thing.
That's the secret. The secret was always within you. It was never outside of you. and we're all using it, right? The agnostic and the atheist may say it's science, right? They'll lean to the scientific part, which they'll call it energy, right? Right? They'll say energy. And we'll say, and then the spiritualists will say, well, it's the universe, it's consciousness, it's Christ consciousness, it's Buddha mind, it's, whatever you want to label it. Right? And so, and then you have the religious, what do they say? It's God, it's Jesus, it's Allah, it's Jehovah, it's Yahweh.
Krishna.
Krishna. We're all saying the same thing.
I think of people like Kanye, original Kanye. And, I watched this documentary with his mom. And one thing I will say, he was raised by a woman who raised him to know he was a God. That's why Kanye was so reckless in his early years. He knew who he was. He knew exactly who he was. And that's a dangerous person.
Here's the thing. You're always manifesting on demand, Matthew. You're always manifesting on demand. Everything you're experiencing is because you thought about it first. That's all manifestation is, right? When you decided, if you went to, if you got post-secondary education, you decided to do it, you did it, and bam, it happened. That's a manifestation. You decided to come on my live and preach Christianity. That's a manifestation. Yeah, you're always living out your thoughts. It's not some woo-woo magical thing. It's science. It's how it works. You think a thing, you act upon it, that's manifestation. I know you think it's something other than that, but that's all manifestation is. That's it, that's all. It's to know that your thoughts are things, that the power is in your tongue. Life and death are with you. It's wherever you go, whatever you're thinking. And whatever you're doing is because you first thought about it, whether you're consciously aware of the thinking or you're unconscious about it. So I know people like to talk about, well, I'm unconscious about certain things. Yes. The sympathetic nervous system does not need you to think about how the heart is going to beat or how the blood is going to flow or how the lungs are going to inhale, exhale. But guess what you can do? You can decide how to inhale and exhale. You can decide to take deep, long breaths. You can decide to hold your breath. Certain things you can do with that sympathetic nervous system within you, your vascular system. Like there are certain things you can do consciously with it. But it's a lot of things that we do that has become what we like to call second nature. Like when you first learned how to drive a car, or you are very consciously aware of learning how to drive that car. But after you did it over time, so many times, repetitiously, right? It became what? A part of you, what we would like to call second nature. Now, do you have to be hyperly focused on driving? No. You don't have to be hyperly focused on it because now it's a part of your what? Your quote unquote nervous system or your subconscious or your awareness. Now it's what you do. You can now do it because you decided to. Why do you care about how somebody manifests in their reality? I just don't like, why do you care? Why do you care that people visualize and use vision boards, right? Why do you care that people, script or they write out their life's journey or their life's desires? Like, why does that bother you? How does that make your day or not make your day? I don't understand the problem. What the quibble is. What is the problem? Why do you care? Why do you care about another man's servant? For we are all children of the Most High. We are. Behold, I am the God of some flesh, most flesh, or all flesh. I know people want to divide God and say God is only the God of Christians, or he's the God of Jews, or he's the God of, the Buddhists, or he's the God of the Hindu, or he's, no. There is no, you can't divide consciousness. You can't divide God. God is indivisible. Energy can never be created, dust can never be destroyed, it's only transferred. It is. Oh, here we go with telling, but here's the thing, Christians, this platform isn't for you because we're not here to argue with you. If you think you're born in sin, you get to have it. I hope you have a wonderful, day. I hope you get all your heart's desires. I hope Jesus comes and raptures you as soon as possible. Right? Like the rapture that you've been waiting on, man, we just can't wait for that event to take place. Although we know it will never take place, but damn, we wish it were true. Damn, we would. Damn, and in the in the voice of Florida from Good Times. Damn, we wish it were true. Damn, we wish that was a physical event. But God damn it, we know that you're gonna be here with the rest of us until the light within you goes out in that vehicle that you're carrying around, known as the human body. No one's mad. We are going to let you have your beliefs if they're working for you. Sound like ain't nobody mad but your devil. Ain't nobody mad but your devil. Your devil, those demons that you're wrestling with, that doubt, that negativity. Where is the joy of the Lord is your strength. The joy of the Lord shall be your strength, right? Rejoice. And again, I say rejoice. Where's the loving kindness have I drawn thee? Where is the love? Where is the love? But yeah, so manifesting, we don't have to try to figure out how to manifest. You've been doing it all your life. You just have to be more attentive, more focused on what you're manifesting. The issue is not how to manifest. What are you focusing on? Because that's what you're manifesting. It's not how to manifest. It's what are you giving your attention to? Because that's what's going to manifest in your reality. That's what's going to be made visible to you. That's all manifestation means, to make the unseen seen. That your words are things. That words are nouns. And what do we say nouns are? People, places, things, and idea. That's what your word is. Your word is a noun. It is the people in your reality. It is the ideas you come up with. It is the things, and it is the places. Your thoughts are those things. And you know this to be true. You just have to look around. You just have to think about it. Like the phone or the tablet that you're watching this TikTok platform on. Well, somebody had to first think about that before it became a reality, right? Before you decided to purchase it, or maybe it was gifted to you, however it came into your experience. Someone actually thought about creating that thing, right? The clothes that you're wearing, that was out of somebody's imagination. The bed, the home, it was in somebody's mind. And then it became something that you could physically see, something you could physically experience. That's all manifestation is. Is that which is unseen has now become something you can detect with the five senses. That's it. And then to recognize that consciousness is the only reality. That nothing in your world has life except what you give it to. You give it life. And how do you give things in your world life? By talking about it. What you talk about, you bring about. You really do get to have what you say. And so the question is, what are you saying? What are you giving your attention to? What has your focus? Because what has your focus has you. And so those who like to speak scientifically would say, whatever you're energizing or vibrating or your frequency, right? I just like to use the layman's terms and call it focus, attention, and speech. I just like to, because those things, I know, I really can't scientifically explain what frequency is, but I can tell you what attention is. You know what attention, because you're putting your focus on something because you keep talking about it. That's your attention, which is your frequency, because what you frequently see is your frequency. So what are you frequently seeing? But here's the caveat though. It's what you see inwardly. What are you? It's going beyond what you're seeing physically and going into what you're seeing spiritually. Go beyond the physical and say what you want to see, not what you're seeing. Say what you want to see. And now that's where the true power lies. To be able to see what you want to see and not give any power to what you're currently seeing. So you like vibration, you like new age terms. Hey, to each his own, right? There again, there's no wrong or right, right? You got to do what works for you, right? Whatever suits your fancy. All I know is your attention is the life. That's why the script says, I am the resurrection. Who is? I am. Whatever I say I am, I'm causing it to come forth. I'm like Jesus said to Lazarus, right? Lazarus represents that desire that had went into a deep sleep and you thought that it had no life because you had been wanting it for so long. You thought you couldn't see how it could possibly have any life in it. And then the Christ mind comes along and says, oh, he's not dead. Your desire isn't dead. It only sleeps. Let me speak life into it. And let me say, abundance come forth. Healing come forth. Love, show yourself. Arise. Come out of the grave. Come out of the tomb of negativity, of fear, of limitation, of unbelief, disbelief. Oh, you faithless and untoward generation, how long shall I be with thee? How long are you going to keep doubting the power within you? That's all the Christ is saying. How long are you going to keep doubting this power? When are you going to finally realize the power you have been seeking for lies within? Hey, Dexter. It said, I tried journaling, didn't work. Meditation is who you are. You cannot not meditate because we're always meditating. Meditation to me is always communing with the divine. So you're always doing it. You just have to pay attention to what you're meditating. So to that answer, it would be meditation, right? Because I talk to myself because there is no one to talk to. Talk to me. I speak those things that be not as though they were. That's how I manifest, Dexter. I speak it. I walk it like I talk it. I walk it like I talk it. Because the moment I speak it, that makes it so. I shall decree a thing and it shall come to pass. My words that go forth, oh, they do not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish in the thing in which I have sent it. And that's what you got to know, right? You got to know this. And you cannot be double-minded. You cannot speak it and then talk against it. Because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And that man, that mind should not think that it will get anything from the I am, which is the Lord within you. Because the moment you speak against the thing that you want, like James said, you have not because you ask not. And when you do ask, oh, you ask amiss. You don't even know how to ask, which means to command. You all milly mouth, willy nilly. Will he? Won't he? Can I? Can she? No, it's not. No, you got to know this. You got to know that you can have it, that is already yours. You got to speak with confidence, being confident in the Lord and what? And in the power of his might. For it is God, it is the good, it is the I am within you that causes you both to will and to do according to his good pleasure. Being confident of this very thing, says Paul, that he that has begun a good work in you is able to perform it to the day of Jesus Christ, the coming of the Christ, the coming of the I am within you. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Yes, Elizabeth. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yes, it will. We got to even get out of saying he or she. I'm got to start saying it, source. Because God consciousness is not a man nor a woman. It's the power that creates and brings forth whatever you say. You got to know that you are Jesus Christ of the scriptures. You got to know that the moment you speak it, it was so. You got to say, you got to be like the Christ and says, oh, Father, which is your awareness of being. I thank you because you always hear me. See, the Father, your awareness is always listening. Listen up. The Father, which is your awareness, is always listening, never sleeps nor slumbers. With that being said, Lazarus, come forth. Because you know that the I am is always listening. Abundance, come forth. Healing, come forth. Career, come forth. $1 billion idea, come forth. It must show itself. And this is the beauty of it. Did Jesus try to say how Lazarus would be raised? No. He knew that wasn't his work. You don't have to know how your manifestation is going to come into your experience. That ain't your work. That is the job of the Father, the Mother, Father, the divine masculine and divine feminine, the unit, the union of the Spirit will cause these things to come into your experience. You don't have to do anything. You're only just to say what it is that you wanted and then let it be. That's your job. Just tell the Father what you want. Just tell them, you got to be like the prodigal son. Like, damn, you in the pigsty, right? You in turmoil. You sitting up there, you eating with the pigs. You're operating from your lower nature, from your fear, from your doubt. And you got to come to yourself. You got to awaken and be like, hold up, wait a minute. My Father's servants live better than this. Let me get myself together and go return back to my Father. Let me go back and return to the I am, the true, the one and living God, the only I am that there is, that's present within every being born of woman. And what did the Father do when saw that the prodigal son afar off? Oh, my son. Oh, no, he saw them coming. He said, God will meet you where you at, but guess what? He ain't going to keep you there. He going to tell you what? Oh, Moses, you want to talk to me? You got to come up higher. You got to come to the mountaintop if you want to commune with your God. So you see, the prodigal son did not get to commune with the Father while he was there in doubt and fear and limitation. He had to what? Arise to himself. He had to come to himself. He had to get up out of his fear, out of his negativity, out of his doubt, out of his limitation. And when he arose, the Father met him right where he was. The moment he arose, the Father was there. Oh, is that my son? Oh my God. He was lost and now he found. He was blind, but now he sees. Come on, where's the fatted calf? Where's the robe? Where's the ring? You see, this is what you got to notice. This is unlike Christianity, unlike Islam, unlike, I don't know Judaism, I don't know if they do a whole lot of condemnation, but we know those two Abrahamic faiths love to condemn the quote unquote sinner, the one that has lost his way. What did the Father? Did the Father give any condemnation to the one that had lost his way? Nope. No condemnation. There is therefore now no condemnation to them that are what? Are in Christ Jesus, those in the higher mind. When you know who you are, you stop living in regret, remorse, shame, and guilt. That's what condemnation is. It's shame, it's guilt, it's remorse, it's regret. We don't operate from that mindset. We're not talking about what happened when we were a child. We're not living from that state because we know that those things do not define us. Yes, they happened, but they're not happening. It doesn't make you who you are. Don't let the chains of the past hold you down from the future of your now. Because what you're doing now is creating your future now, your eternal now. Yes, Mind Science. It is a psychology book. What does science mean? I know, Pastor Jesse, science. Does it not mean gnosis? Means to know, right? Isn't science gnosis, which means to know? So it is a book of knowing. That's what it is. It's a book of knowing who you are. Know thyself. Noah, knower, Noah, Noah is knower. Knower. Same thing.
That's where I'm at with it, Miss T. I'm at with, okay, so they're all like questioning about the science, right? But how? I'm not sure if I'm. Can you hear me well?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Oh, you're paused now. I can't hear you now if you're speaking.
Is science okay? So if science doesn't exist and these things doesn't exist, what we're speaking of, right? Then who are they praying to? Because he's not here. Like, I don't see him. I haven't seen him. So we just know that he's something. He's a spirit. He's a country. He's science. Like, it's God. Like, that's why I'm not understanding. Like, as if we're going up against a physical being. I'm not sure what. I don't understand what the people don't understand. Like, what are they praying for? If praying is the same thing as manifestation, I feel. Okay.
It is.
Okay, so if it's the same thing, right? Then who are they praying to? Or is this a being? Like, I'm not sure of how that works.
Yeah, I don't even care who they're praying to. I know they're talking to themselves. They may not know it, but I know it. Yeah, and one day they'll soon find out.
And another thing, if they're gonna say, okay, we're going to hell and all that stuff is in the Bible, right? I'm just speaking in general. People that's going against this and saying, you're saying, it's a manifestation book. The Bible is mind science, right? So here's the thing. Please tell me how the water spread it apart, departed, right? In the Red Sea with Moses, right? Right? He just, right? And it just came on the side and they were able to walk. Like, what do you call that? So it's like, I don't understand the people that argue with the Bible is mind science. I don't understand. He gave us the tool. The tool is the Bible, right? So we read, like I said, the book of Psalms have many different whatever they want to call it. It's I mean, it's there. So I don't understand. I just don't understand. How can you argue with what you're saying? It's almost like double jeopardy. Okay, what you all are saying is don't believe it, don't receive it, don't walk into prosperity, you're only supposed to just abide by what this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they say, okay, but we can pray about this and we can go here and we're waiting on it, or we can have a little faith and see if it comes. He said faith without works is dead. So they're not putting in real works. They think that going to a natural 9 to 5, just getting the money. No, you got to tap into the kids. Like, you got to tap into what's yours. Please help me.
I'm no longer trying to understand Christianity. I let that battle go. I don't really care what they believe. It really is not. It's not my work. It's not my duty to try to help them figure out their own belief system. Hey, if it works for you, I say kudos to you. It's just interesting to me that Christians talk about forsaking the world. That you can't serve both God and Mammoth, and in their mind that means money. But yet they come on someone's life and say, "Well, manifest $1 billion." Me having $1 billion helps you how? Because you can't spend my money. Me having $1 billion does not help you in no shape, way, or form. And your Bible tells you to seek riches that moth and, what's the other thing? Where the moth and something can't decay. It can't rust, right? The true riches is the riches of the spirit, and knowing that you will always, and that every need will always be met, and that you will always have your cup running over, right? It's like, because here's the thing, those who want you to show, manifest $1 billion, those be the same ones telling you you're ungodly because you have $1 billion. Because what do these Christians think of those who claim to have billions of dollars? Like the celebrities that we mentioned earlier, right? Like a Jeff Bezos, like a Oprah Winfrey, a Jay-Z, right? Like these people that actually have billions, what would they would probably call them the most sinful creatures known to man. See how they're double-minded? Like, they want to come on my live and tell me to manifest $1 billion, but the very people that they claim already has the $1 billion, why aren't you preaching to them? Why aren't you asking Oprah Winfrey to come to the cookout? Why aren't you asking Jay-Z and Beyonce to come to the cookout? Right. No rust or moths. Yes. Oh, it's so funny. But you would not be welcome to my barbecue. Because we don't want no preacher. The only way you get to come to the barbecue is you have to take a vow of silence, of no talking Christianity. That would be your parameters for being invited into the barbecue. You cannot preach Christianity.
Ask you to come to the barbecue, but I want him to bring a snake so the snake can preach to us. Matthews, can you bring a snake to preach to us and warn us? That's all I want. Just bring a python, whatever kind of snake was in the garden. Just bring a snake to the barbecue to warn us and preach to us the word.
Yeah, let's see your God take bring a full-grown woman out of the side of a man's rib. Since God ain't no one here wonders, and there's nothing new under the sun, how come we ain't seen a full-grown woman come from the rib of a male? Only in that book. Hey, Pastor Jesse.
Hey, Toyia.
How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm just over just laughing. I'm looking at these, the Matthew 5 and 14, and some of these other. I'm gonna do this with love, so I'm not gonna call anyone names like they're doing. I don't want to fall in their category, but they don't think that they have to manifest. See, Christianity is so weak. They wait for God and Jesus to manifest.
I'm laughing at Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
They don't believe that they have to manifest on their own. So
the thing is, they're already manifesting on their own. Their thoughts are literally turning to their experiences.
Yeah, they're manifesting nothing, and they don't really understand it. They've been told through their religious denominations that that's only God and Jesus can do this, and not even understanding I'm having a conversation in the chat with this with Matthew's 5:14, whoever it is, and this person doesn't even know the difference between Jesus and Christ, and and people get to a point where they don't understand that we manifest through Christ individually, and this is that's the I am in us, and that's what we manifest through. I don't know what they're manifesting through, and this is what I keep telling so-called Christians or whatever. I've been a Christian. I was a Christian for years and years and years, and I'm deconstructing Christianity now. And I asked them a simple question. I had a conversation with a guy that was a doctor. He had a doctorate, and he was a bishop, somebody. And he wanted to have a pissing contest. And I told him, I've been to seminary or cemetery. I've been through all those places. Whatever you've been through, I've been through it too. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from the east side I'm from the west side of Chicago. What are you saying? So I'm not here to have a pissing contest. I'm here to just tell you that the Bible is not literal. So he told me he wanted to argue the point that the Bible was literal. And so I asked him, I said, well, how many people have you raised from the dead? And he tap danced for like 17 minutes. He tried to pick a fight with me. And I didn't fall into it. And so after 17 minutes, he said, none. I said, well, I've raised thousands from the dead.
Yes.
So then he asked me, so I asked him again. I said, well, how many have you healed from the blind? He tap danced for 6 or 7 more minutes. And then he said, wait a minute, honey, I'll be there in a minute. I said, you ain't running. Don't run. You to dance long enough. You don't have to run now. And so he finally came and he said, no. And I said, well, I've healed thousands from the blind. I said, now, if you think that that's literal, you can keep your literal interpretation. So then he told me this. He said, well, that part is spiritual, is allegorical, but the other parts are literal. I said, now you're doing private interpretation. So you're going to go through the Bible and you're going to tell which part is literal and which part is allegorical. I stopped it. I told him, stop it. Let's make sense. Let's make it make sense. Take this stuff and bring it inward and apply it to you. And it's just a blueprint of how you should live your life. It's showing you what you have to do to manifest the same thing that the character in the Bible, Jesus, did. So.
Yeah. I gave up, my platform is no longer, I don't care about Christianity anymore. I could care less. They get to have it. They get to have their beliefs. I'm not arguing with them over it. I don't care. Yeah. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, then I think you need to do a change. If it's not working for you, need to reconcile that in your own mind. But if it works for you, I'm not here to take anything away from you. If it works for you, it works for you. I could care less. Like I said earlier in this live, I don't care if you're agnostic, atheist. I don't care if you're a Christian, a Buddhist, if you're Jehovah's Witness, if you're Islamic, Judaism, it doesn't matter. We all have one thing in common. We're always using the one power that is the mind. We're all using consciousness every minute, every moment of every day. We label it something different. Scientists calls it energy. The religious calls it God or Brahman or Allah or Jehovah or Yahweh. And then those who call themselves spiritualists calls it the universe, Christ consciousness, the Buddha mind. All right. But we're all saying the same thing. There's only one power. And we get to utilize that power how we see fit. How we see fit. Some people know how to use it and others don't. And we're here because we want to know how to use the power consciously, intentionally, deliberately, being a deliberate creator, because we recognize that the power lies in our speech. As the script says, in the tongue. That's where the life and death resides. As the Christ was made to say, the words that I speak, you got to know you're the Christ. You got to know that. Nobody else can tell you that. That's a self-revelation. It's an inner thing. It's an inner knowing that the words that I speak, oh yes, they are spirit and they are life. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're aware that you're the Christ or not. Just know that your thoughts are creative. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. You don't have to break down the Bible. That's unnecessary. You just got to know that your thoughts are things, that the power that you've been seeking is you. You are the Christ of the scriptures. You are the Buddha. You are Krishna. You are Allah. You are Jehovah. You're the goddamn devil. You're all of it. You're all of it. You're everything. I am everything, and everything is I am. Now we got that squared away. Now we are rooted and planted on a firm foundation. Now that we know who we are, what you gonna do about it? Now that you know that your power, that your words are creative, that your word is true. Your word is true for you, not true for me, not true for your neighbor. Although it can be true for your neighbor. It can be, because here's the thing, this is what you got to know. What you think about others, you're creating for yourself. So why wouldn't you think lovingly on behalf of another? Why wouldn't you think the best of your neighbor? Because I and my neighbor are one.
Amen to that. Even some of the people down here in the chat, I want to challenge some of these people that are writing these crazy comments and stuff. According to my acknowledgement of what your Christianity means, it means to be Christ-like. And Christ was like the Father, and the Father is love. Why don't you guys put some comments about love in the chat? Because you're showing who you are. That's all it is. And this is what Toyia keeps telling you. You can see the manifestation of who you are exactly about what you're saying. It's one thing that I've learned, and in order for me to get any kind of knowledge, is to have the ability to listen to someone else and someone else's point of view and see what they're saying, and then take whatever I believe and test it. And test it to see is it true. Mm-hmm. If you're not willing to test what you believe, you're in trouble.
That's a part. That's a part. Prove it. You're here to prove your God.
Yeah.
Right? Who was that said if Baal be God, then serve him?
Show me a snake talking to a woman. Show me a donkey talking to a man. Show me a bush burning and fire not consuming. Now, and then you guys, you contradict yourself so much, because you tell me that God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but those things aren't happening now. Make it make sense. Make it make sense with what you're saying. See, what we're talking about here, the conversation that we have, it's making sense. Why? Because I walk in it every day. I walk in manifestation every single day of my life. I watch the words that I say. I watch even the mindset that I allow, the words that I allow, the thoughts, the ideals that try to come into my mind. I'm very careful. Through meditation, I've learned to just eradicate anything out of my mind that I don't want there. So if a negative thought comes to my mind, I've got the ability to get rid of it. Quick. I don't have to let anything, because anything that you allow to set in your mind is going to come out your mouth eventually. And the Bible says not what goes into your mouth that defiles you, but it's what comes out of your mouth. And so even this crazy stuff you guys are saying in the chat, you're just showing who you are. You're showing where your mind is. That's all. That's the only thing that you're doing. You're showing who you are. And so if you disagree with what someone saying or someone understands, do like Nicodemus did. See, when you look at Nicodemus in the Bible, Nicodemus means one that was born into religion. But Nicodemus, although he was born into religion, He saw someone saying something and doing something that he hadn't saw people doing or saying before. He didn't, and Nicodemus he didn't go and start crucifying them. He went and inquired. He said, what is this that you're doing? And he wanted to understand. See, and this is the thing about Christians. Christians want to convert everybody to Christianity. And you don't even know what it is. You know, the reason I came out of Christianity in the first place, when I was a Christian for maybe 50 years, and the reason I came out in the first place is because I was Baptist, and I didn't even understand what a Baptist was. So I started investigating. I went within myself to see, why was I Baptist, or what is a Baptist? And no one I asked, no pastor I asked or anything, they couldn't explain it to me. So what is a Baptist? Why are you Baptist? Because you inherited it. That's probably was the closest church to your house, so you just went there. So why are you the denomination that you are? You got to ask yourself these questions. If you're not willing to ask yourself these questions, you will never find out. That made me go to Bible college. That made me spend 6 years in Bible college. Made me go to seminary. It made me go sit up under some of the greatest minds that I could find. But because I really wanted to know, I wanted to understand. I was tired of listening to someone else tell me what this is and explain it to me what it is. So I wanted to take this journey within myself, where I know that God lives in me. I know that Christ is in me. And so I wanted to go within myself and talk to God. I wanted to talk to the Christ within me. So I started meditating 4 or 5 hours a day. And through that meditation, I started to learn who I was and and like the Bible said, according to the power that works within us. Yeah. It says, I'm the temple of God. The Spirit of God is in me. Christ in me, the hope of glory. The kingdom is within me. Mm-hmm. According to the power that works within me. So why am I looking outward for all of this stuff that's going on in me?
Yes.
And when I stopped doing that, then I started to wake up. I've been woke for 19 years now, and I'll never go back.
Yes.
You never go back to all the crazy stuff, because I see manifestation.
Yes, yes, yes. the God's love, God, the power is unconditional. It doesn't say that God is only resident within those who are Christians. That's the biggest fallacy. You need to, that needs to be the disclaimer for Christianity, for anyone that's religious, to think that God being in you, you have to first be a Christian. Wrong, 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 so wrong. Every being born of woman is Christ incarnate. Is God incarnate. Everyone. You either know it or you don't. Christ is either asleep within you or awake within you. That's it. Either you know you are the power or you don't. And that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, Toyia, when you look at it, Christianity probably is the youngest religion there is among all of them. And so what you're doing, what you're telling yourself is that no one knew anything before that, before this Christianity came. And then Jesus wasn't a Christian. The disciples wasn't a Christian.
Right. They weren't even Christians, right?
Is a derogatory word. It was given to the followers of Jesus by pagans. And you guys don't even know that. You're practicing something that you don't even know anything about. You haven't studied it, because if you studied it, you wouldn't be in it.
That part.
You wouldn't be in it. If you studied it, you would grow.
It's definitely blind faith. Blind leaders of the blind. But here's the thing. That's part of their journey. So I'm not here to condemn anyone's journey. Everybody has their own path. Everyone, like I said, I used to be a Christian, so I get it. I get that journey. I get that, being under that spell, right? Being under that delusion. So I'm not here to, if it works for you, right? Because there are Christians that do manifest on purpose, because we're all manifesting. But some people are purposefully about it and others are unconscious about it. But there are Christians that are definitely purposeful. They definitely know that the power of their tongue. My daughter, for one, she calls herself a Christian, but the girl, she's not, she will be what you would call a lukewarm Christian, because she don't abide to any of the so-called laws and rules that most Christian churches abide by. But she says, hey, if I ask God, I know God gonna do it. And that's all you need to know. That once you ask, is given. That's all you need to know. Just know that the moment you requested it, it was a done deal. It was yes. Yes and yes. For all the promises of God are yes and amen. But we're going to introduce, we have another guest on the panel, Pastor. Introduce Marmar BU. How are you?
How you doing, host?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I can't complain. I can't complain. They banned my original page, so I'm on my backup right now. You know what I'm saying? They put me in TikTok jail. It was crazy, man.
Oh, what's your other name?
Mama, but I had a Statue of Liberty next to my name. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
I went to sleep and woke up. That thing said restricted. I'm like, yo, TikTok, stop playing with me, bro.
Wow.
Like, come on, man. You know?
Yep.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I'm just here, you know. I had to, you know, tune in. You know. Remember I said in the comments, it's a good debate still, you know. Shout out to my fake Christians. I'm one of them too. You know, fake Christians.
You said fake Christians?
Yeah, we fake Christians, man. You know? But
what's a fake Christian?
Man, I'm so far from Christ like it ain't even funny, bro.
Okay. Not so far from Christ. What does that mean to be so far from Christ?
Man, listen, I'm one of the worst. I smoke, I sip, I drink, I watch baddies, I do a lot.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just one of those, listen, man, religious debate or not, it is what it is. You know me? Just live life, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I'm saying it. Just live life. It is what it is.
That's what I'll say, yes.
Everybody in the chat, y'all big up yourselves. I'm going back to smoking, sipping, drinking, and watching Ratchet TV.
I'm here for it. Hey, have a great time while you do it.
All right, y'all.
Okay, thank you. I ain't mad at you. Go ahead, Rising Sun.
Yeah, it's a trip at how people, like say, you have your platform, and people come up here and try to change everybody on the platform. And I'm like, no, we been through all that.
Yep.
And the thing is, we're trying to arise our inner self instead of trying to believe something outside of us, because we've been down that road. And the thing is, once you're in Christianity, you've been there for a while, you see, okay, ain't nothing changing here. Let me try something else. You know?
And you know, originally I was, you know, discussing their belief system, but I'm like, this is really not edifying. It really doesn't bring true transformation, because it just keeps bringing you back to the past, and the past is just something that doesn't exist, and it just holds you hostage, and it doesn't release you. Right? We imprison ourselves by keep talking about what was as opposed to what is. And it is whatever you say it is. Come in. And so what are you saying that it is? Are you going around talking about how much life is a struggle? It's hard. I'm being tried and tempted and going through tribulations daily. Is that what you talk about? Because this is what I know about consciousness. It's no respect of persons, and it's not a judge.
Exactly.
The Father judges no man. He left all judgment to who? The Son. Now are we the sons of God. So who's the judge? You are. So it's whatever you say it is, that's what it shall be for you. So what do you say that it is? I say, won't you do what the script says? Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. For I am meek and I am lowly of heart. You said, I shall give you rest unto your souls, because my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Light and easy, light and easy. It can be light and easy. You just got to choose it, though. As I have here, Proverbs 13 and 15. Good understanding gives favor. But the way of transgressors, it's hard for a transgressor. The faithless generation, the unbeliever, the worrier, the doubter, the deceiver. It's hard for you. Why make it hard? It can all be so simple. Baby. But you rather make it hard. Ooh. It does not have to be hard.
Hey, Toyia, I ask believers, Christians, I ask them, how long are you going to be a believer? When will you get to the point where you are a knower?
Talk.
You know, you can believe anything anybody tell you, but when you start going through it, going within yourself and experience this stuff yourself, then you can become a knower. See, Christians, we're knowers. We're not believers.
I'm a believer. I'm a believer. Because a believe just means to accept the thing as true. I'm a believer. I am a believer because I accept the very thing that I say is true. I don't believe anything you say because what you say ain't none of my goddamn business. Yes. I don't care what you say. I only care what I think. That's it. That's the thing. Religion wants you to believe in others, and I'm telling you to believe in your goddamn self.
That's the hard part, Toyia.
Believe in you. Accept you as the truth, the way, and the life. Because that's all believe means. To accept that you are the truth, you are the way, and you are the life. Don't take nothing I say. I'm not asking you to believe in me. I'm telling you to believe in you. Because when you believe in you, then you get to know you. But see, you got to believe what I'm saying, which means you have to test it. That's all it means. Take what I'm saying and test it for yourself, and then you get to know yourself. But believe is the first step to knowing. Because you got to accept what someone, you have to accept this truth. You have to accept that you're God. Like when the revelation comes that you're God, you have to accept that. Yes. Like, damn, it says, who seek ye thee? And he said, are we looking for Jesus? He said, I am he. And then the multitude fell down. That's you, your mind falling back. Like, hold up. I am he? Yes. Oh, well, who seek ye thee? He said, we're looking for Jesus. Oh, I am he. See, you got to know I am he. I'm the one I've been seeking.
Mm-hmm. But they made that evil though, Miss Toyia.
If thou canst believe, all things are possible to them that believe. Believe and knowing are synonymous. They mean the same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I like Hosea 4:6, where it says, it speaks on that you must know instead of believe. I don't have it right here in front of me. It's crazy, but it speaks on that you must know, and that it doesn't speak on you should believe or you should have faith, but you should know who and what you are and what you believe.
But here's the thing: you knew a thing until you didn't, though, right? Because you thought you knew who God was until you didn't. Mm-hmm. You thought you knew that God was some man in the sky, just trying to decide who he was going to bless and not bless. You thought you knew that when you were a Christian. Mm-hmm. You truly believed. You thought you knew that what they were telling you was true. See, we believe a thing until we don't believe it. We know a thing until we know something else. Until that knowing trumps this knowing. And then that knowing trumps this knowing. And then that knowing trumps that knowing.
Yes.
Because you only know through what? Experience. And it does take faith to know a thing without any physical representation of it. Faith is not about believing in someone else. Let's get this understanding. Belief is not about believing in someone else. Knowing is not about knowing someone else. None of these things has to do with anyone else. The faith, the belief, the knowing has everything to do with you. See, religion has you put those three things on the outside. That's the deception. That's the error. So if I come tell you some things, you think it's required that you believe what I say. No, it's required that you believe what you say. You have to know what you're saying. You have to accept a thing to be true for it to become true for you.
Yes. I found it. Jose is saying my people are destroyed from a lack of what? Knowledge.
Yep.
And what is that knowledge? Knowledge of yourself.
Yep. You got to test it. That's how you know it. Like people tell you, I know that they don't like me. I know it. Then could you tell the way they look how they look at me? They always talking about me. Like my boss cannot stand me. I know it. Can't nobody tell me nothing. My boss do not like me. Because what? They've experienced the boss treating them differently than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, stop knowing that and accept something else. If I say stop knowing that experience and believe in this, I'm not saying anything different because I'm going to tell you, well, but see your boss differently. See your boss praising you, even though you have no evidence. This is where faith is enacted. I have no evidence of my boss liking me because I've only experienced dislike. I've only experienced knowing that this person can't stand me. And I'm going to tell y'all, but you can repent, you can revise, you can know something different. You can accept a different reality, which means to believe in a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point that you accept that your boss actually does like you, that your boss actually does praise you, that your boss actually does. And how are you going to make this so? Through your thoughts, through your thinking. That's what repentance is in the scripture. Revision. Think again. Have a radical change of mind. So you're going to have to not go by appearances of what you've been previously experiencing. You're going to have to leave the past in the past and create a new reality. And this all has to take place in the mind. So the moment you start believing and accepting a different scenario, a different story, then you get to know your boss from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever walked into a room and changed the whole atmosphere of a room?
Well, I am the atmosphere of the room.
Exactly.
The moment I walked into the room, it became me.
Mm-hmm. I've walked up to people who I knew had a dislike for me, and I asked them straight to the face. I said, how can I help you? And the expression on their face totally changed. It's not about what I am, it's how I can help you to be a better you. That's what Christ was trying to teach us to do, to teach others how to be a better them.
I know I didn't come here to change anyone. I came to be the example, right? Because here's the thing. Because here's the thing. Who wrote the story that they didn't like you? Who thought that?
Oh, they wrote that themselves.
No. Who's thinking that they don't like you? You said I went up to a person that I knew didn't like me, but who's thinking that? Who was thinking that the person didn't like me?
Well, they have expressed.
No. Who was thinking that the person didn't like them?
Well, I see what you're saying. They gave me the impression.
Right, but who judged it as them not liking me?
Well, see, you either like something or you don't.
I'm not again, but who thought that the person didn't like them though?
Well, they It was me.
Yeah, right. That's all I want you to say. I know you thought it, and so you had to experience it. I'm just telling you, you're only experiencing your thoughts. You're not experiencing them. You're experiencing your thoughts. See, there would have never been anything to change if you hadn't thought that they didn't like you. What would there be to change? There would be nothing to change if you didn't have the thought that they didn't like you.
And pretty much what I did is I was put back on them. I was like, how can I help you to be a better you?
But why are you trying to change people?
I'm not. I'm trying to find what's inside them that they don't like about somebody else outside of them.
But how you know they don't like you? But you're thinking they didn't. How do you know that they don't like someone? You saying they didn't like you, but how you know they didn't like you? Other than you said it.
They verbally expressed it.
Well, they confirm. So here's the thing. Are they your mirror or no? Is the world your mirror or no?
Well, it's not my mirror, but at the same time, I was like, why are you focusing on somebody else outside of yourself? Focus on yourself.
Right. So then that means you have to say the same thing. Why are you focused on what they're doing and how they need to be changed? Why wouldn't you just put the mirror on yourself? Why does how they think of you any of your business?
It's like this. A person will smile or frown based on the sunshine smiling on them. That's an old saying, very old saying. The sun doesn't matter who's frowning or who's smiling. The sun just does what? Shines.
They said is my live cutting out for everybody? Is everybody experiencing disruption in the live?
Well, it's fine here.
I know on the panel. Okay. Let me see. Let's see if I can reconnect. I'm going to take it out. See if I can reconnect. I don't know.
It was a great live, sis. Great live.
Thank you. Yeah, usually the ones on the panel don't experience the disruption. It'll be in the chat for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I have one of those. I'm using my iPad. I have one of those Wi-Fi extenders where I can get the Wi-Fi directly from the tower.
Okay.
But we'll see how this one works. Okay, seems to be good now. Cool. Yeah. So the only thing this discussion we're having, I just want you to see that the world is actually you and not separate from you, and that the only reason a person is showing up is not liking you is because you wrote that story in. Because you can just as easily say that every man, woman that comes into my experience are a link in the chain of my good. So I only see the pure. To them that are pure, all things are pure. So I don't even notice if someone doesn't like me. That's not even part of my story. Like that would be a them problem, not a me problem. Now I'm not going to make how they think about me my issue, because it's none of my business. They're thinking it, they get to have it. I'm going to think that everyone sees me from a great perspective, right?
And that's all I was doing. It's just trying to get them to more focus on themselves instead of someone outside of them. And it turned out that we end up helping each other, because it was like, let's overcome all of that and let's keep it moving.
But here's the thing. I just know for me, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, just for me, I'm not here to like tell people what's wrong with them. I'm here to tell them what's right with them, right? And how I showed them what's right with them, just by being the example. Just being the example. Just be the light. And those that are attracted to the light will be around the light. And those that are repelled by the light won't come to the light. That's it. That's just how it goes. Like everyone that comes into your experience, because they're supposed to be there, they're confirming who you are, not who they are. See, I don't look at other people as saying anything about them. I look at that they're confirming who I am, because they're me pushed out. They are my mirror. They are my reflection. If I don't like what I'm seeing, I don't try to change the mirror. I change the reflection.
Yeah, we're talking the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, you're talking right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Trying to be a reflection.
Yep. We just beautiful reflections.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
That's excellent. So I definitely appreciate your podcast.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you joining as well. Yeah, because we're just all about elevating. I'm up to better things. Only doing things that's going to make me elevate. Right? Like, that's all, because we can get into these discussions about what someone else believes, but you just got to let them have their beliefs. Because what?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, it turns into an argument, right? It turns into a debate of, well, I believe this and I know this. Right. You know what you know.
Exactly.
And I know what I know. And I'm just here to know that life ain't supposed to be difficult or hard. I'm through with the testing, trials, and tribulations portion of this drama. I'm done with the testing, the trial, and it, because I know people will say, like, you decided that you wanted this thing, right? So you have a desire, right? The desire drops into your being, and you're like, I know I'm supposed to experience this. I have a yearning, and so it's like, okay, well, you got to have faith. You got to know, you got to trust that the thing is going to happen. But then what do they tell you? What's the disclaimer? You're going to be tested. You got to be tried. Well, if I'm God, why do I have to test myself for something I'm giving myself that's supposed to be a gift?
Esther.
Well, why would I take myself through a test of something that already belongs to me? Why do I have to prove that I'm supposed to have this thing?
Or why does God test you when he already knows?
That part. But you still have people on this side of the realm telling people they're being tested. Their faith is being tested. Why though? Why? Because I get it. You don't know how it's going to happen, and the way it's showing up, you think shouldn't be happening. Right? That's usually what it is. So, right, maybe you decided you wanted to make more money and doing the very thing that you're doing, right? But you wanted to make X amount of dollars. And say the current position that you're in, they let you go. Most people will get in a tizzy. Like, wait a minute, God, I asked you for more money. How dare you help me lose my job? But maybe getting fired from that position frees you up to get the other position where you're going to make the X amount of dollars. The one had to happen for the other to take place. Is that a testing? No, it's not a test. It's a happening. It's a part of it's a part of the experience that needs to take place. That's all. You're not being tested. The only way you'll be tested is based on your perspective about it. If you get into this state of woe is me, oh my God, I can't believe God. No, I got kids to take care of. I got a family. Why would God do this to me? So now you're turning it into a test. Now you're causing the thing that you've experienced to be considered quote unquote negative. But had you just kept your wits about you and just like, okay, something else better has to be coming along, because I do not ask God for bread and he gives me a serpent. That's not how that works. I don't ask for a thing, then God gives me the opposite of the thing. Every seed grows after its own kind. So the seed of increased abundance must come forth. I just don't get to say in which way that happens. And I just have to trust the process.
That's it.
But most people don't want to trust the process. They be like, well, why couldn't I just have kept my job and then I got the increase? I mean, that's a way. And you thought that it should have happened that way, but maybe like you were thinking 30, 40,000, and maybe it's going to be significantly, maybe it's going to be like exponentially more, right? And if consciousness does it the way you thought it should have happened, you're limiting it. But if you let things play out, you will notice that your end was always greater than the beginning.
That's right. That's right.
It was
Excellent stuff.
always great. We just have to, we have to just trust the process. And a lot of times we get hung up on the process and trying to tell the infinite, the I am, our logical mind trying to tell the greater part of us how to do it. Does not need your help. You got to get out of the way. It does not need your help. It knows how to do it. This part is not a group effort. It's not a group project. The group project was you decided and then you passed. Like I say, it's a relay race, right? You started, then you pass the baton, and then you let your higher self, the universe, the consciousness, or whatever terminology you want to give God, you pass it off, and then let God finish the work. Let God take care of all of the details. Let God do the heavy lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Your portion of the race was just to decide what it is you wanted. That was your only job. And then you were just supposed to chill and let things happen that would benefit you. Does it mean that you're not going to do anything? No, that isn't what it means. But the doing will be automatic. It's not going to be something you have to contemplate or think about or work up, a hissy fit about. You're just supposed to know it's already done and then let it show itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And thing is, it's not even so much that it's mysterious. It's just that you just didn't know how it was going to happen, and that's okay. Because here's the thing, it actually happens in a natural, normal way. If you really think about your manifestations, they happened in a natural way, right? It wasn't manna falling from heaven. It wasn't like, oh, I looked up and a whole bunch of money just fell out the sky. Right? Like, no. Not saying that somebody can't fly over and drop, money out of a plane. That's the only way money gonna be flying coming from the sky. Is somebody dropping it out the plane. That's a possibility. All right. Or you could wake up and find dollar bills in your pocket. Or you could wake up and find X amount of dollars in your bank account or your investment account, right? Now, you don't know what activity it took. I mean, on the hindsight of 2020, so you can discover, oh, this investment account, I had this amount and that, it just went crazy. Or, I don't know where bank error in my favor. I'm collecting $5,000. I don't know who put the money in that account. I'm not here to investigate. I'm just here to accept. Yes, that's it. So effortless. It's supposed to be effortless. Effortless. You're not supposed to be trying to make a thing so. You're supposed to know it's already so. Hey, say to myself, yes, surprise money. Woohoo, ching, ching. Say to myself, you have to unmute if you're there. What was $200? Hey, handsome guy.
Hey, Prosperous. How are you?
Great.
It's crazy you speaking about manifestation and stuff like that because, when we talk about money, I just had some dilemmas I was dealing with money and I had manifested in my mind that it was not going to be a negative transition of this person paying me my money back. And in my mind, I was telling myself, okay, they didn't meet their level of integrity, so we have to figure out a payment plan. And in my mind, I said, they're going to pay me my money back. And believe it or not, I woke up 4 a.m. the other day and had an itchy palm. And I'm thinking, how the old saying go, you get an itchy palm, money coming from somewhere. And I had already talked to an insurance company about some checks that I was supposed to receive that I didn't receive, and they were supposed to be sending me. So when I got the itchy palm, I said, I guess maybe those checks going to show up today. Well, how about it? It was the person that I was in my mind manifesting about this payment plan, and the payment plan revealed itself that day. By 8 a.m., I was getting a call saying, come and pick up at least half of the money that I owe you. And I was like, yeah, that's powerful. So I was like, okay.
Oh, yes. See, you thought it was supposed to happen a certain way on a certain day. You wanted, like, yeah, I need that money, and they told me this day, but they're not a person of it. Here's the thing, though. It's not them. I know, and we had this conversation, and you didn't want to see it from the perspective that you wrote the story about them not paying on time.
That's the whole point that I wanted to go back, because we kind of had this conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
And after I got off the panel last time, I was like, you know what? I know the power is in me, so I'm going to manifest it the way I want it. Because the thing about it is that I never interpreted any kind of ill will from this person, even though, what I was physically seeing from them was they wasn't a person of integrity, but they had a good heart. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I called them on their deadline, they didn't fight me about it. They just said, I just want everything to be all right. And so I accepted that, but then something else happened where I had to be a little bit more direct with them. And after I did that, I kind of gave them a statement where there was no way for you to even reply to what I said, because all that I was saying was the truth. And sometimes when the truth is the truth, you just have to accept it as it is and not say nothing. And so I didn't try to force the issue. I said what I had to say. They didn't respond back. And the next response I got was what I manifested, which was the return of my money.
Yes. That's it. At the end of the day, that's like I said, it just all works out. At the end of the day, we think it should go away, right? Like there's a way that seems right to a man. Right? You just got to trust that the greater part of you knows the end before the beginning. And you try to decide the end. You try to say how it should happen.
Well,
and the I am says, no, I get to determine the how. You don't.
Well, the crazy part is I seen all of the things that told me not to do it, and I kind of went against it. But there was something there that was saying that, they're not going to meet the integrity issue, but they are going to do what they said they're going to do. And so I was just happy with that part.
So what is integrity? What does that mean to you?
The integrity is, for me, is like, if I say I'm coming to see you today, then I better come see you today, because otherwise that would be a lie.
And what's wrong with a lie? Why can't people change their mind?
Well, no, because that ain't part of the negotiation process. If you say you're going to do something, then your word need to have value, and that's just the person who I've been, and that's my expectations for others, because they are like me and I am like them.
And so people just no leeway. People just can't change their mind. Something came up where they just had to like reschedule, like something just,
Well, I mean, that part, like I said, that's where for me, like, I know that I see everything because the Creator sees everything. And when you're dealing in this reality, you see what's in front of you, and always, you don't always interpret it right. And so that's what I'm going to say here, is that I didn't interpret it right, but my heart knew I wasn't dealing with a bad person. So
right.
That's
no, I'm not even speaking to that situation anymore. I get that you reconcile that. I'm just talking about in general. You're like, people can't for you. There's no room for a change of mind. Like if someone says I'm doing this, then they need to do it. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like it must be done.
Well, there is room for change of mind, but you don't change your mind on the day when you're supposed to show up. What the hell? Come on.
anything could have happened though. Where's the grace?
Well, I mean, but
Grace and mercy. Where's the mercy? Mercy,
Okay.
mercy me.
Okay.
Things are not what they used to
Well,
be.
I mean,
No,
you know,
no.
like I said, well, the mercy was there because, like I said, I didn't, you know, become this hostile individual. I waited on the process. I had faith in the manifestation that I knew within myself. And
Yeah, but you're still talking about that situation. I'm gone past that situation.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying in general, somebody makes a date with you and they cancel 2 hours before, and you're like, oh, they're not a person of integrity. They're not a person of integrity. But maybe it was a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that they didn't show up.
Well,
how about we just can't see that there was a great reason for the interaction, the engagement not taking place? Why do we have to view it from they're just not integrity. They're just not who I thought they were. They're just not a person of integrity. They say things and they don't stick to it. They say like you're gonna have this whole opinion about them based off one.
Because people are patterns. People are patterns. That's what I understand them to be. You know, you are a pattern of who you are. You know what I'm saying? And yes, you have the capacity to change your pattern, but you can only change it when you know who you are. If you don't know who you are, you can't change stuff that you don't know about.
Okay, but who gets to decide that? The person or the perceiver?
Well, I mean, the person has to decide that, but the person on the outside that's watching, you know, like if you say a whole bunch of you talk this game, but none of your actions match the game that you talk, then who's really paying attention? Who's making sense out of that? Because that ain't nothing but confusion in the making.
Yeah. I mean, I see it from that perspective, but as far as like, I still give people room to change their mind. Like, and I'm not gonna hold that against people and make this judgment about them being a person of integrity or not. Yeah.
That's who I am now. I'm not, you know.
But I'm not saying I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying that's not how I would perceive it. I'm not saying it's wrong for you to look at it that way. Like everybody is the creator of their own reality. That's what I know. And I know that the only reason why you're experiencing the things that you're experiencing is because of the way you think. And if you thought differently, you experience something differently. That I do know. Yeah, that I do know. So you're writing in your story that there are people that have no integrity. So guess what? People that have no integrity are picking up that script that you just wrote, and they're going to show you what it looks like not to have integrity because you wrote it into your story. And I would say if you don't want to experience people that have no integrity, stop writing into your story. Then you wouldn't experience it.
Well, it's not that about the whole experience of, well, the integrity is like that precise. To me, it's more, you know, you have integrity to your words. You can always honor your words. You can honor your words with an apology. You can honor your words with, like you said, this is what took place. I wasn't able to meet that deadline, and this is the alternative. But when people just give you silence, then when you have silence, then you have time for your mind to be all over the place. And that's what I try to tell people. Why make me have to guess about what you're going to do when all I know is what you told me you're going to do, and now you're not going to do it?
Yeah. I feel you. So we're going to introduce Aaron. You changed your name. What's this? Ash World? ASV World. What does that mean?
My initials.
Oh, okay. Hello, Aaron.
World.
Hey. Okay,
hey. Just popping in. I actually like the conversation that you guys are having right now, that like case scenario, because I used to be somebody who would want and need like an explanation for people's choices and actions. And sometimes I go down that path sometimes, but it's when you have that like space, let's say like someone like doesn't give you an explanation of why they needed to cancel or all that stuff. That's the time where that gap that I think Handsome was talking about was like your opportunity to like create the story that you prefer. And then you're back in your power without needing anyone or anything to validate like you. and what you're doing and how you think and stuff like that. So anytime I find myself kind of in that space where I'm like, oh, I need this for someone or whatever, I just return back to, my thoughts and my story and my power so that I stay centered, because the whole world is doing all types of stuff without us getting explanations. So we need to like stay grounded in who we are as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, why do you need an explanation?
Right.
Like, why? Because they changed plans. Why are you required an explanation?
Correct.
Like, well, I changed my plans and I made space available and you're not respecting my time.
Nope. We don't want to go down that path.
Because that's why most people will say it, right? You're
Yeah,
not
then you're
respecting
creating that.
my time.
You are right on the money, because that's how I felt. I was like, you're not respecting my time. In fact, this person, the last time I had to give them the words that I had to give them was because you called me for me to be available to talk about what you're going to do. And then when I made myself available, you didn't show up. You didn't give an explanation for your showing up. And then, like I said, I had to go back to my power and just manifest what I wanted. And then I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a better place, or at least it's for me, it's a better place to be in. Because let's say like that in your case, Handsome, like that call, like they never called. It's like, okay, like what do I want right now? And sometimes it's like, I just want to go on a walk, or like, I want to I'm hungry. Let me go eat, and it's something so simple. Then it brings it back to you. And then you don't need the call. It doesn't matter if they call or not. It's like, I'm doing what I always, for me, what I need to do. And then I'm good, I'm not waiting for anyone or anything to give me anything. Even if they tried to reserve my time, I'm still on me time.
Like Elizabeth said, I live for canceled plans.
Well, see, that's the thing. See, the thing for me that's different right now in my life is that I own all of my time. I don't have anywhere that I have to be. I'm only where I want to be. I only see the people I want to see. Okay. So, if you reserve a space in my timeline, then I expect your ass to show up. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're highly offended. Okay.
Yeah, right.
If you're offended, then it's not. If you're holding the offense, then I don't think you're really like in your time, because you're still giving it to someone else. It shouldn't be able to offend you.
Well, I mean, it's not, I don't even really, to be honest with you at this point, I really can't explain it, because it's like, why are you mad when you have all the time in the world right now?
Yeah, that's what we saying. That's exactly what we saying.
But like I said, even part of being awake is like, sometimes you fall back to that crazy shit.
Yep.
That is it too. That happens.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
That's why these conversations are needed, right? Because we just want to know the reflections, right? It was like, oh yeah, I was going back. Thank you for shedding the light. That's beautiful. So let's introduce Anna into the conversation. Hello, Anna.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Great here.
Good. I just wanted to touch on that. I went to San Francisco for a long vacation, or a long weekend with my sister. And so I was putting some of the stuff to test with the book that we read, Busting Loose, and then some other things that you talk about. And I guess the first thing is that it allowed me to admire people's manifestations, because the Bay Area is beautiful. The weather, the food's great. The people are nice. You know what I mean? But also when you interact with people, and they, tell you about themselves and why they still choose to live in San Francisco or whatever. Meaning we had a tour guide, and he said that he lived in a 300 square foot apart or place or space, and he paid $3,200 a month. And then so my question was like, why do you stay? Why? Like I'm trying to understand it, and then he pays $800 a month for his van, to park his van, his tour van. So it's a lot of money. But he manifested doing tours, and his ratings are good online. That's why we picked him. And he just said that he loves the area. This is where he's supposed to be. This is the life that he wanted to do. He worked for like National Geographic. He's like one of them type guys. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And kind of an explorer. And he put off those vibes too. Mm-hmm. Very good tour guide. But what I'm saying is he manifested what his life was gonna look like, regardless of if I think it's crazy to live in a 300 square foot. You know what I mean?
Right, because I was like, why is it a lot of money? In what world? Why? Why would that be a lot of money? Right? Because it's relative. I'll say, because why would that be a lot of money?
Right. Exactly. So that was something like, okay, to be able to see and appreciate somebody else's manifestation, like how they're living their life. And then the second thing is, I was with my sister. I have an older sister. We have the same dads, but different moms. So we didn't grow up together, but we're close. Okay. We became close as adults. Nice. And so we travel probably twice a year together. So we pick a spot, and this is why we chose San Francisco. She retired a lieutenant colonel. So I have always written in my script that she is bossy and difficult. So that's why I keep getting bossy and difficult. And so like that's when this trip solidified that for me, that I'm writing all this. I'm it's me. What happened was that we had already spent like 3 days in San Francisco, and which was nice because she's like a kind of an itinerary type person. Like we have to have an itinerary, like tour, like spa day, which is nice. Mm-hmm. She's already picked out the restaurants, blah, 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 blah. But I had one more day before I returned to Oregon, and I wanted to go to Oakland. Okay. I wanted to go to the museum. I wanted to go to the mural project, the Black Panther Museum. I wanted to see that stuff, Mm-hmm. So basically, we left San Francisco and we got back into the hotel, and she's like, well, I want to talk about tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I don't want to go to Oakland. I want to go back into San Francisco. And I was like, well, I don't want to go back into San Francisco because it's my last night or my last day. And you have like 2 more days. Mm-hmm. And then so, no, I'm not going back to San Francisco. You can go by yourself. And so then she lost her shit. But then, so like for that moment, I was like, okay, do what the book says and just hold space. Hold space. Don't slap the shit out of her. Don't, you know what I mean? You funny. So I just stood there and I was just like, no, I'm not going to San Francisco. I'm going to Oakland. You're kind of throwing a fit about this and it's not that serious. You have 2 more days. And so she was like steaming. I mean, like pissed because I think, once again, I'm writing that in, that I think through her life, because she's older than me, she's 60. I think through her time, even though I'm writing this in, it's just my observation, mm-hmm. People probably don't tell her no. Right. Period. Because that was she was a colonel. She was a colonel in the army, and so people don't tell her no. You know what I mean? So it's hard. So she like left the hotel, or she not the hotel, but she left the room, and then I just like rewrote it in my head that basically what's going to happen is she's going to calm down, and we're not going to ruin the vacation. We're not going to because this is the first time that I've really stood up to her and was like, no.
Okay.
That's the first time in all the years that we've been traveling.
Wow.
I was like, no, I'm going to go to Oakland, and I'm going to have a good time in Oakland, and I'm going to experience Oakland. You know what I mean? And so I was like, she's going to calm down. She's going to come back up, and she's going to be like nothing happened. And she did come back upstairs and didn't apologize, but kind of, like nothing happened, and then skirted around like, well, what time do you want to get up in the morning? Do you want to eat breakfast? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But, back to what I was saying, I think I've written that script about her.
Yeah, and then as soon as, and just as easy as you rewrote the script, she had to what? Abide to the new.
She had to readjust her character.
Man, because she's only because you're only seeing your what? Assumptions of her.
Yeah, what you internalized about her. That's what you're seeing.
That's all you're seeing is what you thought about her. And the moment you change your thoughts about her, she changed. Because we don't change people. We what? We change our thoughts about them.
Yes. Yeah. So I've been trying to practice that a lot. That's and then the other thing that I noticed being in the Bay Area, in San Francisco, and especially Oakland, it also confirmed that it's all an illusion. It's all what somebody else is telling us. Because Oakland is not like what people think it is. Like it's all, like, I don't know, like war torn and ghetto and blah, 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 and it's not beautiful. No, it is a beautiful community. It's a very beautiful community. It's very diverse. The people are wonderful. We went to this West Oakland mural project where they're doing all these murals around the city. There's like 1,000 murals,
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the lady that runs the Black Panther Museum, she's from Chicago.
Okay.
And she talked about her manifestation, about how she wanted that to look like. She bought the house maybe like 20 years ago. And it's actually across the street from where Huey Newton got shot. So it's not even the same house. But she was like, even though it's not the same house, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it about it. You know what I mean? So she is self-sustained. She is doing quite well financially because of what she did, how she did the house. She does tours. So like me and my sister went through the house, blah, 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 seeing all her stuff. And then a group of school kids went through, and like she's charging like between $10 to $20 a head. So she's making lots of money, and it was through her manifestation. So that's what I like, is seeing how clever people truly are or can be.
Yes.
Very clever. Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Can I elaborate? I like to believe that, when it comes to our awakening and how we're manifesting things, is that we always have to take that time to reflect on all of our thoughts in that process. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we learn our true power. So we have to learn to, because we always have this level of doubt, you know what I'm saying? And then that is those aha moments or those awakening moments that make us realize how powerful we really are. And Yes, I love your story. I love your story.
Oh, thank you. It just amazing when you kind of look at things through a different lens, and then you kind of look at what's around you. And one of the biggest things for me is that's why I don't watch news or what's going on, kind of now, because they'll have you thinking that the world is in shambles. No, people are living their lives. They're enjoying their lives.
Yep.
People were doing Tai Chi in the park. We went to a museum in Oakland, and there was a brunch. They were curious, people are living their life.
Yes.
Regardless of the political climate, regardless if, because everybody's like, California's expensive. Well, yes. I mean, but people are living there.
Yep.
They're enjoying it.
Yep.
Let me tell you what I love the most about social media and what it brings to us now is that, in the political climate that we live in, that everything is controlled and manipulated. But when we get here in places like this, where we can have these open forums and have adult conversations where people don't get in their feelings about what's being said.
Right.
And I think that this is the real entertainment of life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm very grateful that I found Toyia. I'm grateful for the conversations. I'm just grateful. I have a good life.
I'm grateful too. I'm grateful for you guys as well. And because this shows you that what you hear, like you said, what you hear on TV, on the news, it's just all propaganda. They have a narrative that they want to sell you, and you either going to accept what they're selling you or you don't. And I just choose not to accept it because that's their story. I get to write my own. And that's what we have to come to realize, that we get to tell our own story. We got to stop talking about his story and talk about my story.
Yeah. That's why it's so powerful for Kendrick Lamar said, turn the TV off. Turn it off, y'all. Y'all need to turn it off, because when you turn it off, you don't give them any power over you, because, we all are energy, and we are susceptible to the energies that try to penetrate our minds and our thought processes. So, you have to accept that reality.
Yep. I mean, because whatever you're giving your attention to has you. So
exactly.
So what are you giving your attention to? And it's not a them, it's a you. All right. Exactly. It's you're deciding to watch this stuff. You're deciding to talk about it. You're energizing the power plant. But it's all you, because it's just all make believe, right? Like Anna said, like the world that I see is nothing of what I heard about. So I'm going to see, like I said, like when people talk about, oh, these things are happening in this world, what's happening over in other parts of the world, but I'm like, but what's happening in your everyday life? When you go on vacation, what do you see? And I'm not saying that these things don't happen. Yes, they happen, but they will happen less if you stop energizing it. The moment you take your attention away from it, the moment you start saying that actually where I go, I see people are happy, they're healthy. And like Anna said, they're just enjoying life. They're living their life. They're outside, they're, enjoying nature. They're doing different, like you said, Tai Chi, or they're out doing brunches, or, or figuring out ways to live in a place that they absolutely love, and to be and find ways to make sure that they live a comfortable existence, right? So you have the tour guide in San Francisco. You have the woman that makes a house into a museum where she has people come in to experience what she's created, right? That's what it's about finding what brings you joy and then living in that, or living from that. That's really what it's about. That's what it's about. Hey, Aaron's back.
Hey, yeah, sorry, I dropped.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Well, I was gonna say I'm really happy I got my job.
Congratulations.
It was like this time last year, I was taking unemployment checks from New York City and was like completely burnt out, didn't know what to do. And as you know, like I went on my traveling journey and everything. And it was literally like at the last minute when like I had like gone any further fiscally and just requiring such a complete surrender of like, okay, no matter what, like I'm gonna keep going and like everything's gonna like work out for me. Is when I got the job offer.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me you went on a traveling journey with no job?
Yes.
That's a manifestation in itself.
No, it was.
Oh yeah. He was out east in Bali and Dubai and where all the places did you go? Yeah. Thailand, yes.
You better tell little people that your power is real.
That part.
Yes. But I was talking to my my friend yesterday, and like the whole time, like even when I was abroad and when I was in Chicago, like I didn't know. Like I think for me, like I kept very true to like where I was and just honoring that. Like because for it wasn't really until July when I was like, okay, I'm ready to like really go back to work and like be honest about it, be real about it. Partially like with like the financial pressures, but genuinely being like this, it feels like the right thing. I had done everything that I really wanted to do. And it's just so interesting how it happened because like since I had left, each step has been very, very authentic and very like just real. I'm not really like giving up I'm not like sacrificing anything or like I got the job that I wanted. I'm not, it's all like an alignment. So I think, just like this act of surrendering to like knowing that the best thing is coming for you is very, very real and how it just happens. So yeah, it's been a journey, but I'm very, very excited. So I moved back to New York in like a week.
Nice. Everything full circle.
Can you believe it?
It all starts with the way you change the way you think, because we have been programmed to think that we have to struggle for things, and we don't.
Yep.
Do not have to struggle. That's what we've been talking about. Like, can we just let go of the struggle Olympics? Like everybody wants a gold medal in the struggle Olympics, on the struggle bus. And it's just like life was never meant to be that way.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, definitely inspired by Aaron's journey. If you guys want to hear more of his journey, he does have a YouTube. What's your YouTube, Aaron?
It's just my name, Aaron Spain Bay.
Okay.
I would definitely be checking you out, Aaron.
Right. Well, because you have ASB, so I needed you to say your name so everyone could go find you.
I had changed it because, you know, with the corporate world, I was like, let me change it just so that it's not a direct like
link
like,
to you.
Let me look.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Because I still be talking and like, because if you go on my TikTok, like I talk about like how I don't want to like, I'm not working right now. I don't want to work, and like these are my thoughts about it, blah blah blah. And I'm being just really honest with where I was in the moment. So yeah, I was kind of like, I don't want them to see that. But, you know, if they do, it's all good. But you know, and what I even like with the hiring manager and everything, like I didn't have to lie about what I was doing. Like I told them, I was like, yep, I was doing this. I was in San Francisco helping my family. Went to Thailand, did all this stuff. And that was the best part, was that I could just be myself. And like with this whole manifestation things, I know people manifest things in a version that they think they have to be. And that was me. Like I manifested all types of success from a version of myself that was like, oh, I need to be this way to get all these things. And then when I got it all, I wasn't happy because I wasn't myself, you know? It wasn't the version that felt true. And so once I really discovered like that true self within me that I feel good about, and kind of like what you're talking about, like once you kind of have like your thing, like you just live out your life. When I really discovered that, like that trueness within me, the manifestation is, it's just feels, it's like dessert, you know what I'm saying? Because you already have yourself, and then all this other stuff is just cool. It's like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm chilling, because I'm already me. That's probably the most important thing that I discovered was like just being my most authentic self without having to try that whole struggle stuff and having to be something else.
Yeah. And I think that's the true quote unquote tea than what you said about not who you're supposed to be, right? We think we're supposed to be this person. This I'm supposed to have this because I have this degree or because I come from this family or I have this background, right? As opposed to who are you though? Who are you truly? And getting to know that being, right? Like, and that being may have you going to Thailand for a couple of months, then over to Chicago, and then we actually got together in Chicago. Aaron, myself, and Gigi, if she's still here in the chat. Yep, we got to meet up.
That's awesome right there.
Yep.
Because you know what? I was just in Chicago this year as well. I was up there meeting another friend of mine. In fact, we have formed an organization together, and they're in Chicago. She's in Chicago. She's the vice president. Then we have another guy that's out of Mississippi. He's the president. And then I'm like community resources and stuff. But we have a whole board that's from people that we met on TikTok that align with our personality.
Oh, that is beautiful. What's the name of your
So, Life and Community Solutions Association, Inc.
Okay. Nice. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
Life
beautiful.
and Community Solutions.org is our website. So yeah, we're trying to help people be conscious of themselves and put people in a better place.
Oh, that is beautiful. That deserves another wow. That is beautiful. See, look what you could do with like-minded, and you're right. And you said y'all met on TikTok. Ain't that something?
Yep.
That is beautiful. Man, that deserves another wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Love that. Man, purpose with person meets destiny. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's like you never thought that you could just say to yourself, this is what I want, and it comes to you.
Right. Oh my goodness. Say that again. And you gotta say that again for the people way in the back.
It comes to you. When you say what you want, it comes to you. And even when you deal with other people, like I said, I think it's about being intentional. That's my word I use is, be intentional with who you are and what you're about, and everything comes to you. Because the power is in your words. When you speak it into existence or meditate or manifest it into existence, it comes. The universe does listen.
That is beautiful. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Can I say something?
Of course. Go ahead, Anna.
So that's another thing too, like the tour guide, he's like all it takes $1.4 million to live comfortably in San Francisco. But that's a whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you have people, you have thousands of people living. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like figuring it out,
right?
How they're gonna, figuring it out how they're gonna live in this heaven, because that's what it looked like to me. That's what I was like. This is heaven.
Heaven is wherever I am, but okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But, like,
so it's
wow.
beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. I haven't been to San Francisco. I got to make myself over there back to the West Coast. When I went, I just went to LA.
Right. The weather, the food, the food's awesome. The fruit is sweet. I mean, people are just running and walking and blah, blah.
The unique thing about California for me, and not to cut you off, I do apologize,
that's okay.
is that it's a state where you can experience all 4 seasons in one state.
Mm-hmm.
And I've visited San Francisco, Compton, and a lot of places there. In fact, I have in-laws that's out there. I have a daughter in California.
Okay.
And Yeah, it is a very interesting place. I wouldn't exactly call it heaven, but
The parts that I was in.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like it's like I didn't go to the Tenderloin district or something like that because I don't, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I can see. But my point is that you can make your life anywhere.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you have.
Well, that's part of the illusion.
Because they have the capability and to make their life. They just, I mean, because not everybody's a billionaire, not everybody's a millionaire.
Yeah, I mean, they say the same thing about New York. They say New York is very expensive as well. Aaron's going back there.
They have more millionaires in California than any other state in the United States.
Who?
They have more billionaires. We went to where all the rich people like Tracy Chapman had a house, Robin Williams had a house, and there's no gated communities in San Francisco, so you can drive around, but you're being surveillanced.
Well, California is a very big surveillance state, especially when it comes to traffic tickets and stuff like that. You run a light there, and you will have a $250 ticket waiting for you when you get home.
So they ain't playing. Run me my money, huh?
Yeah. But I mean, what I'm getting at is like not everybody's a millionaire or a billionaire, but somehow people are enjoying that experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
and that's the key word is it's an experience. They're choosing to have a nice experience.
Well,
I don't know.
For me, that's been one of the biggest parts that's been hard to understand about other people. And I'm not going to make a generalization because it's not everybody, but other people, meaning that, I don't understand people that, are born in one place, they grow up in one place, they become employed in one place, and they die they unalive in one place. I don't understand those people. And I know plenty of people who say, if I had it to do over again, once they get older and up in age, if I had it to do over again, I would have did this and I would have did that. And I'm like saying, that's a little bit too late now, don't you think? So I just never understood. I just never understood those kind of people because my mind has always kind of been really expansive. I've always been, I ran away from home at 17, y'all. I ran away from home at 17, joined the military, and I wanted to see the world. I wanted to see all that I could see in this existence. And I don't know why that was in me at such a young age, but I just always been that person. I've always been an explorer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. I guess me as well too, but I can understand like why people don't venture out of their comfort. It could be because of fear or I don't know. Like I said, like you hear all this every day. They're giving you this negative propaganda about, like California is a dumpster fire. It's on fire. And it's like no, it's far from it. People are living their lives. They say that where I'm at, Portland. Like it's a dumpster fire. And it's like, no, not nothing going on.
Yeah.
Going on. Like
I don't know. I just always had this fearless kind of life. I mean, I dealt with a lot of stuff in my youthful years that was like, if I dealt with this at this age, then what is the world going to throw at me at this point? Because I will say one thing. My mother did prepare me for the world.
Okay.
Directly and indirectly. You know what I'm saying? She prepared me for the world. And I've just always kind of lived a fearless life. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say fearless. I don't know what it is. Let's just put it this way. My curiosity helped me overcome my fears in most cases. Because, I was afraid to, fly across the ocean, but when I was forced to do it and I was still curious, I did it, and so I was like, oh, I'm okay. And that's really kind of been my life story is that, I've experienced so many hard things that a lot of people felt like they wouldn't make it through. And I made it through, and I'm like, okay, then, there's something bigger than me. There's something in me that's special about me that's saying, you're going to be okay. And I've always been okay because in my mind, I always say, you're going to be okay.
Yep, yep. I mean, because other people want to tell us what the world is, and it's just, and when you start recognizing or experiencing the world for yourself, you see that it's nothing what people said it was, right? It's like far from how they described it. Do awful things happen? Yes, but it's not normal though. Like, most people are kind and generous. Yes, you have your one-offs that people are disgruntled and unhappy,
Exactly.
but that's not the norm. They're actually the outliers. Most people actually are just wanting to have a great experience and just don't know how to.
But let me tell you what I've learned from my world travel is that to live in this country, we by far, has been, part of the indoctrination and the propaganda. This is by far the most dangerous country in the world to live in.
I guess if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, huh?
Exactly. Exactly.
Some people say it's the greatest place to live, right? Some people have a totally different perspective. Some people say this is the greatest place in the world to live, right? Because it's a land of dreams, right? You can be anything.
But the dreams are illusions.
Your dreams can become realities, though. Your dream can become a reality.
All of my dreams have been reality.
Well, there you go.
They've been reality, but see, you know what? Some people, I don't know. Like I said, to me, it all starts with remembering who you are,
right,
and what you came from, where.
Right, because I'm not talking about the American dream. I'm talking about your dream, whatever your dream is. Not the American dream, because the American dream is the picket fence with 2.5 kids and all that. No, we're talking about what is it that you want. Take the American dream out of the equation. What is your heart yearning for?
That's right.
Right? Yeah. And live life from that. And like you said about the older people that have watched life pass by, it's never too late. Right now, they have desires. Do it. What you got to lose now? So what? You're 70. You still have breath in your body. Take the trip. Like, do it. See yourself doing it. No time like the present.
Toyia, listen, Toyia, I'm so awake. I'm so awake that I'm manifesting to move forward, because in the next 25, 26 days, I'm gonna grace the anniversary of 60 years of life.
Ooh, happy birthday.
But at that point, I'm going to start manifesting in the reverse mode. I'm going to be a Benjamin Buttons.
I know that's right. So age less. I age backwards now. I age backwards.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I mean, we just got to get out of the limiting mindset, right? Of thinking that because you haven't done it doesn't mean you can't do it. The opportunities are still there. If you're hearing this and you're 75, it's not too late. Like, I have people on it, who I call Grandpa, Mr. Ronnie. He comes through. He's 75, like I've had people, mid 60s, like all age groups come up and through here. You have the 19-year-olds, you have the 20-somethings, the 30-something, like every age group has probably been represented in this live, right? And it's a beautiful thing to show you that consciousness isn't keeping time.
That's another thing that has been so powerful for me, because, like, remember when we had the conversation before and I told you that the awakening happened for me about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been conscious of who I am. I've always been conscious, but to just be awake and be identifying with all the things that I can do just from speaking and believing from within myself and creating the reality that I want for myself. Like, I tell people all the time, I have peace in my life. That's just like right now. You listen to my voice, you're listening to what I'm radiating to you across these waves. You don't hear background sound because I have peace and I give people that entertain me my undivided attention because my love that I have for people is unconditional.
Yes.
It's no conditions to the love that I have for people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the creator in me because I know that you are me and I am you.
Yes. Yep. We're all one. We're all one.
And once we learn that, then we can be better together.
Yep.
We can make this world the peace and harmony. That's when we're gonna transcend and go into that next higher dimension of understanding and all kind of things that I already foresee.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
so when you let your light so shine, that's all you require to let your light shine. Just let your light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
And the other crazy thing, Toyia, is that a lot of the videos that I was posting this time 2 years ago are, showing up, and I'm like saying, wow, ain't that that's so relevant to where I am right now.
Yeah.
But it was the beginning of the process.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Yeah, I mean, what it ends up with, just experience. It's just like we be trying to like forecast the future when you're just here to experience the now, because there is no future.
That's right. There isn't.
It's
only this moment. This moment right here.
Yeah, and if you could just allow yourself to be in this moment, right? Like I'm watching my Bears on Monday night, right? And so it's like the sportscasters, they are giving us the reasons why this person may not make the kick at the end of the game. And I'm just like, I'm not going to listen to any forecast. I'm just going to be present in this moment. Of course he wins the game. Because this wasn't about me trying to figure out how it was going to happen or that it was going to happen. It was just me sitting there watching what happens. And I'm like, the Berry Bears, they win. And I'm like, of course they do. Because I'm like, I still, because, I'll talk to my family. And I'm like, I got to reimagine the Bears. I got to reimagine them. Because I love football. But who wants to keep watching a losing team? So I'm just like, I have to reimagine my Berry Bears.
I've never gotten into sports. In fact, you know what? Whenever I go watch sporting events, I go watch sporting events because it's somebody that I personally know participating in that sporting event. But other than that, in my life, like I said, I never gravitated to favorite anything. Other than the color red. I don't know why. It's just it just speaks to my heart. Red, but I'm more of a purple person now. But it used to always speak to my heart. But I've never had favorite things, and so when people tell me about that, I listen to understand that. But I do get the part about just surrendering because you know how you go. Like I used to go to Super Bowl parties. I would get invited to them, and I would go because the food was always good, and there was always good conversation. But I never watched the game. I only watched the halftime show.
Okay.
I never really got into the game because
and when I like something, I go like full head on. Like, so when I was a Bulls fan during the Michael Jordan era, That's all I would watch every game, get newspaper, listen to air. I'd read the columns, the sports columns. And I used to do that with the Bears, especially after, because I became a fan like the Super Bowl 20 in 1986. That's when I became a Bears fan. And when I started working, after every Monday paper I would get, and I would read the sports section because I just wanted to know everything about the Bears. I just wanted, I would just be consumed by it. I used to like watch the sports channels. Sunday I will watch. Now I try to come on live, but I used to like watch every sports show. It would be all day football. So whatever for whatever, like, so when I'm really into something, like I'm really into it, right? I even watched the Cubs for a period. They were in the '80s too, when Mark Grace and Sammy Sosa, they went to the playoffs a couple of years, '87 and '89. I watched them. Then like I can really become a fan of a sports team, but the only one I stuck with has been the Bears. Like the only time I didn't watch them is when I was in Christianity.
Well, let me
That's the
tell
only
you something
time.
that I would say that I'm a fan of, but like I said, I don't have any favorite things that I like. I'm a fan of fantasy.
Okay.
And I guess that's probably why I'm a great storyteller, because I write, and so. But that's because reality was when I was growing up, reality was just too harsh from what I was seeing from.
So you had to go
from
into your
being-
safe space, was in your mind. You had to live in your mind.
Always,
Yes, that's beautiful.
always,
That's beautiful.
always, yeah.
That's big. And that's what we have to learn. That's what we have to remind people. Live in your mind, right? And so then your mind becomes your reality, right? Because that is the only reality, as Neville Goddard would say. Imagining is the only reality. Consciousness is the only reality. When you can live from there and truly absorb it, like and face whatever fears you have. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself it's okay. It's cool. It's okay to be happy for exactly no reason at all. It is okay to feel good about yourself without anything needing to change out there for you to feel good within here, right? But you gotta talk, because you've been listening to others for so long.
That's right.
You've been listening to others for so long. You have to start talking to yourself to cleanse yourself of their thoughts, of what they put into you, right? What you allowed to get in you. Now it has to come up out of you. And how do you get it? Like when people show that demonstration of the muddy water and you're pouring the clear water in. That's how it happens. You got to keep pouring in the good so that the negative gets washed away.
Exactly.
Can I say something on that? So like now I'm starting a new phase where I want to start solo traveling by myself. So my first trip is November 1st. I'm going to Mexico. Like I said in the past, I did a lot of traveling with my sister, you know what I mean? But, it's that, well, are you going to be safe? Blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't be traveling by yourself. But no, I want to travel by myself. I want to be in my own company.
Want me to give you a story? I got a story for you, Anna, to help you with that.
Okay.
You ready for the story?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I raised two daughters. And my youngest daughter, she's a lawyer in California. And she studied abroad. She's fluent in Spanish. She studied abroad in Chile. And so when she came to me and asked me about, going abroad, I knew who I was as a young man. I joined the military. My first duty assignment was in Europe. And so I knew what the experience of being abroad would do for her. And so she went to Chile. She was at the university. She stayed on the campus. She played, sports and stuff. And while she was there, I was like, always calling, trying to make sure that she was where she was supposed to be. In fact, I had the phone with the GPS tracker on it and everything,
Wow.
because I'm dad, I wanted to raise independence. I wanted these girls to not be dependent on anything. I wanted them to be a lot like their father, and they are, and they really are. But the crazy thing is about the crazy thing was she was supposed to come home for her birthday from Chile, and she didn't come home because of some exams or whatever the case may be, and so they gave her like a credit on her flight because she had already bought a flight, but she had to cancel the flight because of school and whatnot. Well, anyway, she told me this story about how she always wanted to go to Romania, right? She wanted to go to Romania. I was like, why Romania? She was like, have you ever been there? Do you know anybody that been there? And I was like, no, I ain't know, no, I don't know nobody that ever been there. And she was like, well, yeah, me and my friends are planning on going to Romania. We're going to use the credit from the flight when I was supposed to come home for my birthday, and we're going to go to Romania. And she and then the communication between her and I just went silent. Well, how about this girl had went to Romania, came back to Chile. She flew from Chile to Romania and back to Chile, and called me the weekend after she got back to Chile and said, yeah, I went to Romania. I said, who all went with you? She said, oh, I went by myself.
Right?
I said, what? She said, Dad, you say be fearless. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I said, I can't be mad at you for what I taught you to do. I said, but there you go. But yeah, so interesting story.
Yeah, I just thank you for that story. I've always traveled, and like you, I was in the military, and I was stationed in Germany, so I have been, but it's different, like you're alone, but you're not really alone. You know what I mean? When you're in the military. But I just kind of want to start traveling solo, and I guess just
I got another story to even give you some more energy, because it's about the energy that you bring when you're moving. If you have the energy of a victim, then you're going to be a victim. If you don't have the energy of a victim, then you're not going to be a victim. And I even noticed that when I visited my daughter in Chile, because she came to the airport to meet me on the bus, because she became so accustomed with how to move and get around over there, being submerged in the culture and the language and everything. And I was just like, watching my child. Okay, she was speaking in Spanish. I know some Spanish, but not like she knew. And even when the people, men, women, whatever, was giving her a hard time, she was speaking the language back to her, and I could see that she was giving them that authentic Black attitude in her language, even though she was speaking in Spanish.
right.
And she was holding her own, and I was like, okay, she American, because we live in the most dangerous country in the world.
You silly. You gotta stop saying that. That's your story. I live in the most beautiful place on earth. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know that. I don't know that America. I only know.
You know what? I'm gonna rephrase that. We don't live in the most dangerous country in the world. We live in the country with some of the most dangerous people in the world. That's what I'm gonna say.
It's still your story. But go ahead, Anna. That's your story.
I'm gonna say that Mexico is gonna be very safe for me. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be another great experience, and I'm going to be safe and happy, and I'm going to enjoy myself.
Absolutely.
And that's what's going to happen.
When are you going to Mexico?
November 1st.
Oh, I'll be going November 9th. But I'm going with my husband.
Where are you going?
Cancun. We have a resort. I have
yeah. I'm going to Cabo.
Oh, nice.
Cabo San Lucas. So, I've been to Mexico before. I've been to Cancun. I've been to Puerto Vallarta, but I've never traveled by myself.
Got you. Yeah, yeah.
So
It should be nice. Yeah,
it's gonna be nice.
And see, that's the
second
place I've
daughter,
never been.
she's like that too. She actually wants to move to Africa. I think she's planning to go to Ghana. She turns 21 in December. She plans to go to Ghana in December. So I think like the last 2 weeks in December. She wants to be there for Christmas and for the New Year.
Your
So
daughter?
yeah. She's always been
Okay.
like she lives in Tampa by herself. She moved to Atlanta by herself. So she'll travel by herself. She doesn't care. And like my oldest daughter, she goes to concerts by herself and stuff. And they're like, I didn't do stuff by myself. It was like if I didn't have somebody to do it, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Both of my daughters travel by themselves. My oldest is in the military. Then, like I said, my youngest, she studied abroad. In fact, even when she did her law degree, she studied abroad in Spain and England. So they've been world travelers just like their dad.
Nice, yeah.
The crazy part, I've never been to Mexico. I done even lived in Texas, right on the border, close to it, but I've never been to Mexico.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we have a timeshare, so that was one of the resorts they purchased. So we're going to enjoy that in November. We'll just be there for like 5 nights.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So
I live for a vacation, y'all.
yeah, then I'm going to see Monica and Brandy this Saturday.
Nice.
Looking forward to that. The boy is mine. The boy is mine. The boy is mine.
Well,
Concert.
let's just put it this way. I just live for happy moments because that's all that's really important for me at this point is like creating positive memories because we already know what we done been through to get where we are right now.
Right, exactly.
Where we are right now, we don't have nothing but because for me, I could tell you right now, in the last 2 years since I started this awakening, I don't have anything negative to say that has really happened in my life other than the things that I created that was negative in my own mind.
Yep, that's how it works.
I haven't had it because I don't let people, like, if I invite you to my home, believe that you invited here not to be arguing, not to be fussing, not to be complaining about your problem. It's to be having a good time, laughing, and being able to laugh at yourself, laugh at all that has been happening around you, and just have a happy moment. I can't be responsible for your happiness, but I can be responsible and say that you can't bring me your misery up in my place. I'm sorry.
Say keep that way over there. Over there. Keep it over there. Yeah, but you guys, so tonight I am coming back, so I'm about to close because I am coming back at 7:00 tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay, bye. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I love talking to you, girl.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for joining. I enjoy talking to you as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful conversation. Yes,
we about encouraging.
Yes, that's what it's about. Yeah, just like you said. What did you say?
I say so much.
I know. I was talking about manifesting though.
Manifesting.
The way that it comes to you. And here's the thing, we hear that all the time, right? That it comes, there's nothing to do, just say what you want and then just do nothing. You don't have to try to figure it out,
That's right.
But that really is true. I know it sounds like kind of cliche. It's like that ain't really how it happened. You just can't sit around and twiddle your thumbs. You just can't eat bonbons and sitting on the couch. Well, no one said that's exactly because if it's coming to you, there's nothing for you to do. The doing will be automatic. That's the part that people don't get. Yep. It's not about inspired action, no, and because every action is inspired action because you're spirit. So every action can never not be inspired. And here's the thing, because of the way you think, sometimes you're inspired to sabotage. Because you don't see yourself as worthy or as deserving. So you will create experiences for yourself that's going to take you away from the desire. because you don't think you're worthy of it. Because somebody told you, you know, you had to say 10,000 robotic affirmations.
Thank you for loving me the way I love you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I'm so grateful for this connection.
Me too.
You go on and handle your day, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day as well.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yep. Work your mind and not your behind. Oh, no, you don't, Marcinda. You can go by yourself. What were they just saying? Be adventurous. You just may meet some people. Like I was telling you, I don't know if you heard me talk about the Sisters Giving here in Chicago for on November 22nd. I'm going by myself. The lady, she has a Facebook group on it's called Sisters and Soirees, and she curates these wonderful events for women to get together and celebrate one another. And she picked she finally got the venue. It's going to be at the Marriott Marquis. Is right near downtown. It's not in the downtown area. It's like just south of the downtown area. I think that's over there by the Erie Crown. Yeah, I think it's over there. Yeah, I think it's near the Erie Crown. And she's setting up everything. It's going to be the colors are all shades of brown with gold. She's going to have the DJ, the videographer, the photographer, you know. Each ticket was like I think it was like $200 per person, you know. So I've been getting my dress or whatever. I ordered several dresses just so I can, you know, look nice or whatever. My husband's going to be my chauffeur, so he's going to drop me off and he's going to pick me up, and I'm just going to go and meet some ladies that I've, you know, meet some wonderful, amazing ladies. Because what I like about her page, her events, is that she's all about good vibes. She's all about good vibes. I'm closing out. I'm not taking any more requests. I'm about to close my live. You know, and she's, as soon as she feels like you bring in the drama, she boots you out of it. She was like, I'm not here for the mess. No stress, no mess. She was like, I'm not here for the drama. I'm here for good vibes, good energy only. So, you know, I got my table. She gave us everybody that purchased a ticket. She put you at a table based on your age group. And so we have our table chat or whatever. So we've been like communicating with one another, getting to know one another before the event. You know, I'm just excited, you know, to go out and meet some wonderful ladies that's all about good energy, good vibes, and, you know, having an amazing time. Say road trip with Toyia. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's okay, AB. I'll be back at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's why I'm closing it out now. I'll be back 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come join us then, where we talk manifesting magic, being purposeful, being intentional. So talk to you guys later. Don't be afraid to do stuff by yourself. Don't be afraid to do stuff by yourself. Go and have, because I know, like I said, my daughter, she went to the TLC concert by herself. She went to the Kendrick Lamar concert by herself. But she would have went by herself to this Brandy concert, but she know I enjoy both Brandy and Monica, so we're going together. But she definitely would have went without me. She went to the what's their name? New Edition, Bobby Brown, BBD. She went to that concert by herself. So, you know, if you love the music and you know that you'll have a good time, don't miss out because somebody can't go with you. Go and, you know, you'll be amazed. You'll meet the people around you and you'll have a wonderful time. You say just don't like it. I feel you, Marcinda. Said no. Say you need somebody. You want someone else to accompany you. I feel that. I probably wouldn't go by myself. I'm just, you know, I'm going to this dinner by myself. To me, that's a different thing. Going to a concert by myself, but this dinner, yeah, you know. I just like what she does. I like, based off the Facebook page or whatever, and based on the different events they've done, everything has just always seemed to like really go well, really be really nice. She's really, good at, getting things together. So yep, yep. All right, guys. Catch you later. Catch you later tonight. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, YouTube. Exiting the building. Bye-bye.